Okay, see? Why is it you doing self-financing loan? Did you say number one or did you say what number?
Just ask the question.
What?
I just asked the question.
Bro.
What is the formula for calculating mortgage? Huh?
You're funny, man. Just ask what's the one for number one. What? How? Anyway, good question, but just, I mean, why would you want to know how to calculate mortgages? I guess since this is a mortgage question, but that would be so broad of a question. Okay, so you see they're using, so let's see. So they're using MP, so M is the monthly payment, and then P is the principal loan amount, right? R is the interest rate, N is the number of monthly payment, and then, so given the principal loan amount is 275, scroll down, and then we have annual interest rate is 2, then the remaining term, so they're using, they already have a remaining term, so first convert the annual interest rate to monthly, yeah, this is good, and then give me 1 second, I'm thinking of time. Should I pay the interest monthly? Okay, pay the interest on monthly. Yeah, I think that's correct. Yeah, total number of years is 275. Yes. Yeah, that's correct. So that is the raw formula for calculating this. M, can you go up? Principal rate, yes. 1 plus rate, n power n, and then minus n. Scroll down. 1 plus, yep. Okay. Yeah, so do you get it? Or I guess no, but
No.
it's not really. This is the actual, because I was thinking about it. I was trying to figure out like if it's accurate or not based on how you actually calculate monthly payments. Usually when you how they, like for example, how they determine monthly payments, it's based on so when you go and pay monthly, each month you're paying interest for the whole loan, if that makes sense. Like for example, yeah, so yeah, that interest, so every month, so for example, if I give you $100, Philip, I tell you $100, right? And I tell you $100, I want 10% interest on it. If I tell you I want 10% interest, what would you take off it? Like, what would you think of it? Like, how much should you pay me back?
10% interest. 110.
110. Okay, but is that 10% interest? What are the things missing in that? Do you see anything missing or not?
No.
No? Okay. There's one thing missing. That is time. When?
Okay. Yeah.
Like if I say, go ahead.
You say 10% in, let's say, 1 month. Then I take 2 months, for example. It should increase maybe 10% to 20%.
Exactly. So the thing that's missing is the time factor, right? You get the point. So, but really, like the thing is missing is the time factor. Like if I say, let's say, it's a very different. I say $100, I want 10%, and then I want my 10% tomorrow. It's a very, that's a very high yield in comparison to I tell you like $100, 10% in 1 year. Do you get my point? Right?
Yep.
Like now, if I was to tell you 100%, 10% tomorrow, are you able to convert that into a yearly? How much would that be yearly yield? Annual yield. If my interest rate was 100% in 1 day, let's say tomorrow, how much would my yearly yield be?
1% maybe by
No, you're running. Sorry, I didn't say 1%. I said 10. So you're already wrong on just the first word.
10%, and then I'll need to calculate that 10% by 365 days, I guess.
So how much will be my yield?
365 by 10, 3,000. Bro, it should be 365 by 10, 3,650. 3,650 plus the $100. $3,750.
Bro, what kind of math is that?
You said 10% per day, right? Then there's 365 plus 365 days in a year.
Okay.
Right? So that's $10 every day. $10 times 365 days. So I'm adding $10 per day.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, that could be correct. Yeah, but I guess
plus the initial $100.
How I was looking at it is that like you're gonna have 10% times 3,065. So every time you're gonna have 10%. So tomorrow you have 20%. The other day you have 10% 365 times. I get the way you're looking at it. I think it's the same thing. You just took the first, you found the first day amount that you would pay, and then you did 300 times 365 because it's going to be the same amount, right?
Yeah.
But what if I think how you took at it is simple interest. That's what they call simple interest, meaning the interest is just constant on the amount.
It's going to be 10% of
110. Yeah. So that becomes different. But my point is that like you see how if you calculate the time, how time makes a difference. Meaning like if I told you the interest rate, so we won't go into the compound and annual and simple and whatever, that's a different topic. But if 10% is if time is not accounted for, then 10% you never know if it's small or big. So for example, if I say I'm gonna give you 10% of profit, if I'm telling you 10% in one day, it's very different from if I say 10% in 10 years. You know, it's 10, it's not 10% is not as huge if you look at it in terms of 10 years, and then look at it in terms of one day. So time has a huge part in this. Now, when you go back to the example of that hybrid example, when you look at the formula there, is that there's the annual interest rate. So annual interest rate meaning like usually the interest rate, like when you hear a bank say 4% interest rate, 5%, is usually annual interest rate, meaning that's the money, that's the interest rate you have to pay for them giving you the money for 1 year. So for example, if the bank gave you $100 with today's interest rate, that would be how much? It would be $100. It would be, let's say if today's interest is 5.5, let's assume interest rate of today is 5.5. So that means for this year they're gonna give you we're assuming 5.5. So for this year, that means you have to pay $5.50 for them giving you that money. But there's one thing that most of the, like on mortgage calculation, that is different, is the fact that on mortgage calculation there is a decreasing principal payment every month. So instead of increasing principal payment, like for example for regular interest, is usually increasing principal, right? Like for example, if you're like, let's say I give you 100, like if I say I give you like for 10 years and you have to pay 10% every year, that means next year is going to be 110. You pay interest on 110 instead of 100.
Correct.
But on paying mortgages, it's the opposite. That means if you're paying interest for 100 this year, for next year you pay 90 instead of 100. Yeah, so it's kind of like a decreasing relationship. So that means like when you have when you're calculating monthly payments for mortgages, it's usually a decreasing amount, and that amount doesn't decrease per year. It decreases per month.
Okay.
So your calculations, you cannot calculate them per year because that payment is made every, like if it was a yearly payment, then that would be a different case. But the payment of the principal is reduced every month, if that makes sense. So for example, in the beginning of the year you have 300,000. That means if you pull up the calculator, the mortgage calculator, and then go to the schedule, the payment schedule. Yeah. So for example, the beginning of the year, so the principal, how much is paid on the first year? 5,769. So it's no longer, the balance has reduced to 308, right? And that 500 was not like they didn't pay it at one time in a year. They paid it every month, maybe like $500 every month towards the principal.
Yeah.
That means on the month one, the original was like 320. So you paid interest of 5% on 320. So how much is that? Like 10% of 320 is about 32,000, sorry, 32 is 10%. So half of that is 16,000, right? 17,000 ish.
Okay.
Am I getting wrong? Yeah, I think 16. So
Yeah,
16. But remember, you're not paying 16,000 a month. You're paying 16,000 a year. So that you have to divide by 12 months. So it's probably gonna be like divide by 10. Let's say about 2,000 ish a month.
1.3.
1.3, yeah. So it's going to be about 1.3. So you're paying about 1,300 in interest, and then you're chipping away in. So like, well, my point is this: like that calculation right there is gonna break. So you see the interest rate.
Yeah.
So it was how much? 3.8 to 3.85, right?
Yeah.
They didn't take 3.85 itself. They divided it by 12 because the interest is paid every month.
Okay.
Like it's not, you don't pay the whole interest at once. How can I make this make sense? I think it's gonna confuse you, but or maybe I think you get the whole concept. Like you're paying it
the 3.5 per year.
Per year, yeah. So you have to break it down to how much you're paying it per month, and then you pay that, and then you, yeah, because you have to. Sorry, it's even confusing myself. Give me 1 second. 12, because you're paying the. Wait, you pay per year. I see. That's interesting. You pay 3.85 per year or per month?
Per year.
Yeah, so you cannot calculate it on there. Okay, that's interesting. Anyway, it's not a big thing. That's just, it's confusing with the mathematics. Yeah, it's per year, but I was just trying to figure out how like if you take the per year, if you divide it by 12, right? It's gonna be individual, like per month, let's say. Does that make sense to divide it by 12? That's what I was thinking. Like, wouldn't that affect the calculation? No, it's not important, man. This is just me geeking out here. I was just thinking of how it affects the calculation, but it's not important. I guess the only point you just have to get is the fact that you divide by 12 for it to break down per month interest rate, monthly interest rate. That's instead of annual interest rate. But is that correct? And if that's, yeah, I'm just geeking out, but it's not important. It is, yeah. It is. So again, and then you have to convert the 23 years into, because now your interest rate is monthly. So now you're converting the 23 years
Months.
into months, yeah.
2 months.
Yeah, and then you get the, so that's why these guys, they got the, they didn't use the mortgage calculator, because if you use it that way, that means it's actually accounts for the principal to be paid out in, like it accounts for the 275 to be finished in 30 years, if that makes sense. Like it accounts for example, if you use the calculator, it's going to be tough for you, because if you say you're going to put principal amount 275, actually it should be right. If you say you're going to put in calculated principal amount 275, and then you put 23 years, why is that wrong? That's interesting, right?
Yeah, it comes out wrong. We'll try it.
Yeah, but why is that wrong? Because if you assume, I guess I know it's wrong because it's not like the initial. But what makes it wrong? Anyways, I guess it's not the time to do this. But I would, if I had some math time, I would try to figure out why it's
Fuck your
wrong.
brain.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting. Why is it wrong? I mean, I know that it's wrong because your initial payment is different,
Off.
but if it's gonna take the same 23 years to take the interest, I guess because the interest has been paid off a little bit on the initial calculation, and then this one, if you start like completely on 23 years, you're starting on zero interest, like none of the interest is being paid. So because usually the you pay a lot of interest in the first few years, so maybe that's why. So it's gonna have like, I don't know, man. Yeah, that's the more stuff. Let's move on, man. Or else
Yeah,
I'll just stay on this topic.
Okay. Well, let me take a quick break. I want to just get some more.
Yeah,
It's kind of cold on.
let's take actually a 10 minutes break.
Alright.
Alright, I'll see you then. think of the progress so far, and what can we do?
Yeah, I think we're making progress. I think there's some improvements in our. The role plays have been helpful, I guess. There's improvements in our in the way we're able to follow the structure of the calls. You know, we're able to follow the structure of the calls. Now I think that's already set for us. I think that's a good thing. I guess in getting us going at least a step further in just doing the comms or whatever. I guess to just get an understanding of the overall of everything. I think on my end. So yeah, I think there's some good progress in the right direction.
Okay, but it still sounds like it's not enough.
Not enough per se. Not enough per se. I guess. What else? I'm thinking of suggestions. So now.
Be blunt.
Huh?
Be blunt.
It's enough. Of course, I'm trying to be blunt. I'm trying to think of suggestions. Like I'm trying to think of maybe some ways that we can improve on. It's enough for sure. I'm just thinking of some ways that we can make things better. Maybe, we tried the AI. There's improvement.
You thinking like it would be better to get a different way of doing role plays?
Maybe that could be. I'm thinking because I was thinking in my head. We tried AI already. That didn't work. I think we better improve. Yeah, different ways that not more challenging. More challenging to say because they're going to be different. Because now I know you. You know me. You know what I'm saying? You know me. I know you. So maybe like third opinion or a different person or a different strategy. I don't know. Something like that.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. So, anything else apart from that in terms of pay, in terms of hours, in terms of schedule, in terms of the payment, in terms of yourself?
Of course, I always want more pay. Of course, I always want more pay.
But are you willing to work more though?
Schedule is fine, huh?
Are you willing to work more hours?
Am I willing to work more hours? Yeah, maybe in the next week or so. Because this week it'll be kind of tough for me. Because I started, maybe in the next week. I started like working out. Actually started today. So I know I'll be kind of tired in the first week or so because of like my new change of schedule or whatever working out. So I need to kind of fit that, get used to that before I can commit myself. Because I don't want to commit myself and then I'm too tired to work or something like that. So I guess I just need to get adjusted to that before I can commit.
Yeah, I saw you with, was that an axe?
Oh yeah, I was helping out.
Is that a workout?
No, chainsaw. We were cutting down some trees at my house on the weekend. Sorry. I was helping out with that.
That's nice, man.
Yeah.
So, okay, so cool. So we'll definitely work on the role plays, definitely. I mean, more pay, I guess you gotta work to make deals and we'll make more money, for sure. And the hours, I think the hours now are pretty good, but yeah, I guess when you get on the phones it'll be much easier because the deals, I think for us, I feel like if you get used to the role play, then I almost feel right now very confident on the role plays. A little bit, and you probably had the same way as me, maybe just a little bit tagging along, but you're almost at the same, even better. So like I feel like if we go to the actual calls it will be easy because we know the structure, we know what we need to ask, we just need to, I feel like because we have two, so this week and the next week we're going to finish up the role plays, and the next week and after that we'll start making calls. And I think by that time we'll be really ready. Like for me right now, the only issue I'm having with calls is I kind of know the structure, kind of know what to ask, but how to make it more fluid.
Mhm.
How to make it more fluid and what questions are good to ask and
Okay.
when to ask them and how to just get the person talking and to be on a better sales position, meaning like you're in a position when you're not too needy, you know, you do not show your hands, you kind of can get the person's motivation to close themselves. But it's very hard again on this when you're doing me and you role plays because I know what you're gonna say, you know what I'm gonna say,
Yep.
and it's tough to switch it and be more, I guess, challenging because I already know how you're gonna say it, and I might even be discouraged to because I know you're gonna either do this, or you might do it intentionally or unintentionally, but it's just like there's already a structure that I know, and you know.
Mm.
So what I was thinking actually of kind of changing it up is having, let's say, a prompt from ChatGPT of like a certain kind of motivation,
Okay.
and then, but it's tough because it's tough for you to play the part. I don't know if that will help or not, but let's try this. Maybe it might help. So, can you give me a seller real estate? Seller motivation based. This is seller profile. That an agent is representing. Give me their timeline, occupancy, motivation, price, tenant, occupied, owner occupied, condition, feedback from other buyers, and offers received, and if they're open to subject to or not. Let's see. If they're open to subject to or not, and their objections to it if they're open, break it, outline these above in simple, clear, visible format. Okay, let's see. Hopefully it can.
Gave you the answer.
Yeah, give me a few. Might be helpful. Okay, cool. So, all right. So I just sent you a prompt here, and you can start to. I can start, or you want to start? Doesn't matter really.
You can start.
Okay, so that means I'm the caller. So I just sent that prompt. You want to prompt it on your ChatGPT, and then we'll start.
I'll second. Remind me what a contingency.
Bro, I'm not gonna remind you. So, you asked to remind me what's the meaning of contingency? I'm not gonna remind you because I think I'll make you lazy if I remind you. I have to
Okay. Okay. I've got my thing. You can start.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Philip, how are you doing?
I'm good, are you?
Good. So I'm looking at one of your listings here on. Actually, Philip? Can you just paste me the address? I guess just to make it stupidly crazy. Just paste the address. So I think I got a different address over there. And then I'll paste when it comes to mine. It doesn't really matter, but having an issue, I can continue to have an issue.
I'm on Zillow. Just pick it right now.
No, there's no address on the thingy.
No, not on mine. Let's see feedback condition.
Can you share your screen?
Yeah, there's no address. Share entire screen. This is it. Timeline, occupancy, motivation, price, tenants, occupancy, condition, feedback, offers.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Mine was I don't address. Okay. Alright, cool. So let's just use 123 Main Street, I guess. Yes, I'm looking at your property on 123 Main Street. Do you have a few minutes to talk about that property?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so obviously I'm taking a look at the pictures. Obviously in really good condition. Is there anything major? Is there anything that I would need to take note of that the pictures do not tell?
No, like what? Pretty much the pictures say everything about the property or everything in this description, so you need to be more specific.
Okay, so I'm assuming there's nothing major, right?
No major repairs needed. Yeah, I mean it was recently renovated. The kitchens and bathrooms, new roof was done in 2022, and it has like a really well maintained garden.
Oh, awesome! So got it. So they're keeping the property really well. Are they? Have they moved out or are they still in the property?
This is there.
Got it. Cool. Well, it looks like you guys have been on the market for a few days. What kind of feedback have you received?
Well, pretty much the feedback, we received a lot of feedback. Most of the buyers like that the house is, move-in ready, and it's also very well maintained, like I said. The only negative feedback, I guess, is that the market is kind of smaller than most of them hope for.
Oh, you say the market is kind of smaller than most of them hope for?
Backyard.
The backyard is smaller than. Okay, I see. Well, have you received any offers?
Yeah, we've actually received 2 offers. We have it listed for 450, and we got an offer for 430, but the seller declined that offer. And then we actually have one that we're currently considering. It's for 440, but it has some contingencies based on inspection and that sort of thing.
Okay, cool. So, I mean, is it, you say that they have some contingency based on the inspection, and is that the one that you guys are considering?
Correct.
Okay. Um, I mean, so it looks like you guys already have an offer going on. Is there any, like, how likely are they to accept that offer?
Um, guess it's still under consideration, waiting to see if they can get anything better.
Okay, cool. Well, I'd love to present an offer to you. Um, I mean, so I mean, it looks like they've well maintained the property. Obviously, it's vacant right now. As you mentioned, why are they even looking to sell?
Well, I guess they are they are relocating to find another job in a different city.
They're relocating to find another job, and okay, and they have they moved out? I mean, I guess they moved out already. Have they found a house on the other city?
They did.
Oh, okay, okay. So they already purchased another house. They wouldn't need any.
So, yeah.
Got it. Is there any number? I mean, you mentioned they already have a couple of offers. It looks like one of the offers they're probably considering. It was the issue like the price, or was it just the terms?
Would you say that again?
You said they have an offer that they're considering. And was it an issue on the price, or was it because of the terms?
No, no. I mean, it just came. The price is it's the price. I guess they really want 450. So the price is 10,000 off what they want. So that's kind of got them thinking if they could wait a little bit, they might be able to get something. They're asking price. So I guess they're hopeful for that.
Got it. So you're saying like they're waiting. They're hoping that they'll get at least someone will come way closer, since they already have an existing offer that's not so far in between.
Correct. Yeah. So if nobody comes through, they'll accept that one since it's already close enough.
Man, that sounds like a stubborn seller to me.
Not really. I mean, they're just 10,000 down. What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, considering the market right now with a lot of homes that are staying longer than usual in the market. I mean, if you get 10,000 down, most of the times you take it right away and hope that the buyer closes. So, I mean, it looks like right now they already have an offer, but they're looking to get a better offer. I mean, how long has that offer been? Like, how long have they had that offer?
It's been sitting for a few days.
Yeah, so I mean, a few days. Okay, so what happens if that guy retracts the offer? That's what I'm thinking. Like $10,000. So they really must need that amount of money.
Yeah, it means a lot for them.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, here's what I'm thinking. So we buy houses in several different ways. Obviously, when we come in with cash, you know, it has to be a little bit lower. Like it's usually lower than what the listing price, just because when we buy cash, it's usually we have to put in some work into the house, and it's usually for houses that kind of need work. But this house here, it looks beautiful. It looks like it doesn't really need that kind of offer. So I was thinking of there's another way we buy houses. So another way we buy houses is usually using an investor loan, and with the interest rates being so high right now, it's kind of hard for us to make sense of an investor loan, because like for example a house like this, right, at 400,000, our payments right now with 8%, 9% interest rate will be like around, I would say, let me see, so at 400 will probably be around 2,600, and I don't think we can rent the house for more than that. So what I was thinking is that there's a house we just bought recently at 123 Maple Avenue, and it was similar to this. The house has been sitting in the market for some time, and the seller wanted their set and fixed price. And what we did is, since they had like a good interest rate and better than what we would get for a normal investor loan, we came in, gave them some down payment, and then we took over the existing loan payment. So that enabled us to have like an investment where we would at least be able to cash flow or break even and not lose money. And that's what I was thinking here. I mean, if you're a seller, we open to an offer like that, I'm able to, to present something in that sense. Do you think they will be open to an offer like this?
I highly doubt it. I mean, they need the money. I guess so. I don't think it'll work out for them.
Oh, okay. So you've I guess you've had the conversation.
Yeah, we did have a conversation with them. They wouldn't be open to any terms. It would be strictly just traditional sale, nothing like that.
Got it. Well, I get it. Yeah, I mean, this is usually not a solution for every kind of seller, but I've found that most of the times the sellers, when they, if they already have, because you mentioned they already have another place, right?
Correct.
Okay. And is the money, like, are they looking to, bro, time is up, I guess. You didn't really, I'm going to just time myself up.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I just gave you a leeway because it was the first one, but it was up to you, right?
Okay. All right. You turn around. You have something to say?
Nothing. I'll make a comment.
Nothing. Okay. Cool. So give me a second. I'm gonna read my profile. I'm gonna try to make it as. I guess the only way for me to help you have a good role play is for me to be as much close to my profile as I can.
Correct.
Because if
I was down to it.
Yeah, if I don't, then you won't really get a practice. You'll pretty much be talking to the same person.
True. 100% true.
Okay, I'm ready.
Hello, ring.
Hello.
Hey, am I speaking to Joseph?
Hey, yeah, this is Joseph.
Hey, Joseph. My name is Phil. Did I catch you at a good time?
Yeah, I do have a few minutes, Phil.
Perfect. Well, the reason I was calling is my partner and I are actually investors looking for a property to add to our rental portfolio, and we came across the one that you have on 123 Main Street. I was just reaching out to you to see if we can discuss this in further details. You can let me know what kind of feedback you've been receiving on that one.
So you want to discuss further details about what?
Oh, just pretty much seeing what kind of feedback you've been receiving, and hopefully I can help get this property off your hands.
Well, I mean, so the house is, have you seen the house?
Yeah, I've seen it on Zillow. I've not driven by or anything.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful house with a spacious layout, a modern kitchen. It's quite like I said, a really quiet neighborhood, and of course, like it's well maintained, in good condition. There's a little bit of dated stuff, paint on the exterior, but I would say it's just a bucket of paint, and that's all you need, and a little bit of landscaping. And I mean, apart from that, everything is they had the house, the kitchen renovated in 2022, and most of the stuff are kind of like still in like really good shape. Overall, it's good.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, I did look at the pictures. It looks actually really amazing. That's actually one of the reasons why I called. It looks like it would be something ideal that we can add to our long-term rentals. Now, for the buyers that have walked through the property, what kind of feedback have you received from them?
Yeah, I think most of the people like it because it's in a quiet neighborhood. It's not like a busy street, and they also like that it's well spacious and good.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Any negative feedback at all?
No, not really.
Okay. Now, Yeah, I mean the property is are they still living in it or is it vacant?
Well, the currently they live in the property, but they'll be moving out once the offer is accepted.
Okay, so they wouldn't need any lease back or anything like that.
Nah, they'll just need like 30 days. I mean, during closing, then they'll probably move out. Usually, the transaction takes 30 days either ways.
Correct. Yeah. Sometimes I mean we can close quicker. The only reason I needed a lease back in case they needed to some more time, we'll be willing to work with them on the timeline. Now,
Yeah, they're flexible.
okay, perfect. Um, I was actually really surprised because it's a great property in a great area. Um, is there any reason why
You
they?
gotta touch
Huh?
down. Um,
Is there any reason why they're looking to sell? Is it they didn't like the neighborhood?
well, they love the neighborhood. It's a quiet neighborhood, but they're looking to move to another city. So the new job that they're going to, they have to sell this. They have a new job in another city, so they do have to sell this property.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. Now, have they found anything already?
Not really.
I see. Yeah. Usually in cases like this, most of the times the seller would be looking for the proceeds out of their property in order to purchase something else. Is that the case here?
I mean, yeah, so they would definitely use the money that they get here to purchase another property. But right now, they want they're not willing to negotiate. They're not willing to take a lower price.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Now, what kind of offers have you received so far?
We had one offer at 340. So they're listed at 350. They had one offer at
Mhm.
340, and they rejected that because it was just below the acceptable price. And they had another offer at 345, which right now they've accepted it. It's a negotiation, but there's some contingencies that they're probably not gonna go through with that offer too.
Now, what kind of contingencies that's stopping them?
I would say that's private. I don't want to share.
And always, I completely respect that. Okay. Yeah. So what I was thinking, since money is right now money for a lot of us investors is kind of tight with the interest rates. It's kind of hard for us to qualify with our lenders. So what I was thinking, for property like this, we can definitely get them what they're asking for. Let me go back a bit. Do you happen to know if they have a mortgage on it?
I think, yeah, they do have a mortgage.
Yeah, so in this case, what we'll possibly be doing is something called a hybrid transaction where we'll take over their mortgage payments and then give them a down payment. At least that could help them with, the purchase of the next property or
So
renting
wait a
out.
minute. So you don't have. A, so what is this? Is this an offer or is this you? I don't get it.
Well, pretty much it'll be we'll be coming in and paying the asking price, all closing commissions, and we'll be taking over their mortgage and giving them a down payment to help them with their next move, and then we'll give them a balloon payment at the end of the term that we agree upon. Have you received any kind of offers like that?
Mm, I mean, no.
Now, yeah, I mean they've been around for a couple years now. Like I said, they're normally formally called subject to if the mortgage was being carried along. But in this case, since they might need some money, they could be willing to switch it to, a seller financing where we can pay the mortgage, give them some monthly payments as well as a down payment. That way, they're able to use the money for their monthly, whatever monthly income, whatever monthly expenses, and the down payment to help them with their next move. So, do you actually think it'll be worth us sending this kind of offer? Do you think they would consider it?
So you don't have a cash offer.
No, I mean I would definitely have a cash offer, but like you said, it is they're fixed on the price, so I don't think it will be worth me sending my cash offer. I wouldn't want to insult them in any kind of way. It might be significantly lower than their asking price.
Yeah, they just want a cash offer.
Okay. Yeah, so I just want to cash offer. Got it. Yeah, I mean, I always like to keep this as a plan B. So, do you think it might be worth it for me to just send it, just in case none of the cash offers come in at asking price? Just kind of keep it in as your plan B, just in case they might change their mind.
Sure.
Perfect. All right, I'll shoot it over, and then in
Up.
case they change their mind, I'll always be happy to negotiate.
Time's up.
Okay.
Anything you want to say?
Let's see. What could I? Yeah, I mean, I was kind of There's nothing I could do since I just want to cash offer and I couldn't do it. I didn't have time, but I was trying to say, keep this relationship with this guy to see if he can offer me anything else in the future. But I don't know what else I could have done in this case.
Okay. Well, you have your explaining was really bad, bro. Because I didn't even know that you're explaining cash or creative.
Mm-hmm.
You explained creative, and I didn't know that you're really explaining creative. It just sounded like you're just telling me, and all of a sudden I was into creative, and you're just spewing the creative beans.
Okay.
And another thing is, you're answering questions that are not needed. I think there was a time when I told you I don't really understand it, and then you started answering like, oh, this will be another. Like you started giving the reason why you should do creative, while I was not really even into creative. I didn't even say yes to the creative deal itself. So again, answering things that are, I guess, explaining when it's not like when you're not being asked, and the creative picture is not so good. That's all. Alright, so what I want us to do actually today, we'll do different is we'll take 10 minutes and then we'll share your screen, and you don't share sound, just share your screen regularly, because I wanted to make sure you're actually doing it. And I want to share mine too. Let me know once you've shared yours. Okay. So go ahead and go to one of the videos. We're going to do one call. And I'm going to do one call so that way we can practice, but we're going to do each person individually. And then we'll finish after 10 minutes. We're going to come back and then do another role play.
Okay.
So 57. Look.
It just felt cool as the went so far as. Heck yeah. So let's get some freaking calls. Let's do it.
She's like, I feel bad for hanging up.
Agreed to allow him to rent, so it's above app.
A little bit of time slot or whatever, we will open the floor, but just understand that we are now implementing just some organization to this whole thing so that people can have dedicated
Way
time.
cool. Yeah, I saw. I mean, it's I just had a few questions about it. I see you've been on market a little bit. Really, like, what's the feedback been of everyone kind of walking through there? I mean, it's right downtown, so it's in a great location. But I guess what's kind of held it back from crossing the finish line?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a lot of info here. So we had a buyer. Their appraisal came in at $297,000, so it's above asking. They walked a day before closing and lost their earnest money.
Ooh.
So that was lovely. And the problem is the seller, He's renting the house he was going to buy. He got stationed in California, and that obviously thwarted his purchasing ability. So they agreed to allow him to rent it while we try to sell the house here. However, that expires on October 31st, so we're kind of in crunch mode here. Let me just jump straight to it. His break-even point is 292, so we're kind of below where he even breaks even on this sale.
Yep.
So right away, that should tell you where numbers have to be, you know.
So he's so numbers wise, like he's writing a check or he's breaking even after paying you and closing costs and anything like that and just walking away.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Yep, it is what it is, man.
It's also not your problem.
Well, yeah, no doubt. But
so the feedback, I mean, generally, so this house we had to get ready for market extensively. It was really worn down and just full of stuff. So we cleaned it up, got a bunch of stuff out of there, got it, pretty much empty. But there's a lot of wear and tear in there. It's all cosmetic. There's really nothing wrong with the place, but you're gonna have to, do a lot. Is the seller.
Way cool. Yeah, I saw. I mean, it's I just had a few questions about it. I see you've been on market a little bit. Really, like, what's the feedback been of everyone kind of walking through there? I mean, it's right downtown, so it's in a great location. But I guess what's kind of held it back from crossing the finish line?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a lot of info here. So we had a cosmetic. There's really nothing wrong with the place, but you're gonna have to do a lot of painting, a little bit of floor transition. Like I said, just rough around the edges and we can't really make too much concession on that unless like the appraisal that we got was a blessing because it allowed us to make concessions and still come out where the numbers need to be. And that was a VA appraisal. However, it was done by one of the more reputable appraisers in town, and I have a copy of the entire appraisal, even though I'm the listing agent. Yeah. So, I feel that it would really be something that you could be shared with any loan type, whatever appraiser gets assigned, and they should be able to see what we had and understand how we got to those numbers.
Right. Okay. Okay.
If you want closing costs, we can work that in at that number, but that's just where it has to be.
Yeah, no, I appreciate your transparency, man. That's how I operate too. And so, real quick, because over 2,000 square feet. So, is it a true 3-2, or is there non-conforming bedrooms down in the basement, or I guess how could I break this up if I turn the? Because my whole plan here would be a long-term rental or a student rental or something. So, what could I break?
Yeah, so the way you would look at it then would be, as far as to be.
Yeah, no, I appreciate your transparency, man. That's how I operate too. And so real quick, because over 2,000 square feet. So is it a true 3-2, or is there non-conforming bedrooms down in the basement, or I guess how could I break this up if I turn the? Because my whole plan here would be a long-term rental or a student rental or something. So what could I break?
Yeah, so the way you would look at it then would be, as far as conformity goes, you'd have 2 bedrooms on the main floor, nothing downstairs as an egress window.
Right.
That would be the only thing stopping it, but you've got an additional living room, like a large landing area, laundry, tiled bathroom, and kind of like a railroad style bedroom downstairs. So it's like 2 rooms connected to each other that you could really just use as 1 bedroom.
Got it. Okay.
So an oversized 3rd bedroom downstairs, but non-conforming, of course.
Sure. Yep. Okay. Yep. Understood. And then do you happen to, and it's okay if you don't, but do you happen to have an idea, and I'll underwrite it myself, you have any idea what I could do from a long-term rental standpoint on this from a numbers-wise, like ballpark range of what I can rent it for?
That's a good question. I've been asked that before on this house, and as someone who just doesn't do it a lot.
That's fine.
I like take what I say with a grain of salt. But you know, the big booster here is there's a very large garage.
Right, right.
Yeah, 100%.
And people really do pay a lot for that.
Yep.
I would think that you could approach 2,000 on it, but I'm not sure that you could get all the way there. Just depending on, you know, if you went in and just kind of took the roughness out of the edges, and made it ready to go. You know, it's pretty close to there, but a little bit will go a long way. I think you could probably swing something like that.
Okay.
Maybe like 1,900
Okay.
ish.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that's kind of where my head was at too. So I don't think you and I are far off. And then if I put, and it sounds like once I put some new paint, you know, maybe spend $3,000 on paint, maybe 500 to $750 on some landscaping, make it look all cute and whatnot. I might be able to push it closer to that too. And then over the years, the rents will increase and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got a lot of investors kind of targeting Great Falls right now because we have a lot of projected growth coming up.
Yeah.
We have some big refinery projects that are coming back, which will bring a lot of people. That happened to us last year. I don't know if you were in our market last year, but or earlier this year rather. We had a few thousand refinery workers. They all took either long or short-term rentals. Huge boost to the rental market.
Okay.
And then we have the Minuteman project, which is a huge base expansion to our Air Force Base.
Perfect.
And they're going to bring like 10,000 people over for that or something crazy like that. I can't remember exactly how it was broken down.
Well, that's what I'm looking for, man, from like an investor profile standpoint. Like I'm investing heavily in areas where I'm noticing they're doing terminal expansions and I'm seeing apartments going up. That tells me that that jurisdiction or that county is seeing an influx of you know, population growth and workers and work and projects and travel and tourism and all the things. And that speaks to me on my market research is that, you know, there's more Starbucks going up, there's more travel coming through, all those things that kind of reassure me that this is going to be an area that, you know, is going to see growth versus seeing, you know, regression, like a town like Libby, you know, whatever it may be. So.
That's a good way of putting that. I mean, we actually did hire an independent firm to fly.
Philip, you there? Hello? Hello, hello, hello.
Hello?
Yeah, let's go. Time's up. Yes.
Okay.
Alright, you wanna do another profile?
Cool.
You ready?
Did me call me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I said, is it me calling you?
No, it's me calling you, but I said you're ready and I didn't hear anything back.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So, hello.
Yes, hello.
Hey, Philip.
Why did I keep muting? Sorry. Instead of muting me, I removed my camera and I pressed mute. Carry on.
So,
Yes, hello.
yeah. Hey. So I'm looking at this property you have listed, 123 Main Street. I'm a buyer. I'm looking at it obviously as for myself. I wanted to get in touch with you and get a little bit more information. Obviously, I can see the condition looks like it's really good condition. I'm assuming there's nothing major going on.
Yeah. I mean, condition is good. They updated the HVAC in 2021. It's just pretty much a minor cosmetic repairs needed, minor cosmetics and just the regular maintenance of landscape and that kind of thing.
Oh, that's awesome. So they've been taking really good care of it. You said it needs a minor repair on the AC, or you said the AC is good?
No, cosmetic repairs. The AC was already done in 2021.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Cool. So I mean, it looks like they've been really maintaining it really well. I mean, what? So I'm a buyer. I'm looking to buy this for myself, and obviously, the condition really matters a lot. But apart from that, another thing is it currently occupied or is it vacant?
It's tenant occupied.
Oh, it's tenant occupied. Okay. Are they on a month lease, or do they have like a long term lease?
Well, the list expires on the 31st of July.
31st. Okay. So would they? I mean, 31st of July. I'm guessing they have like a month left.
Yeah, and then I'm looking for you.
Oh, awesome. Great. Well, I mean, so I guess if we were to get into an agreement on 31st of July, they'll probably need some few days extra on closing, meaning it has to close by 31st of July.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I mean, if there's any issue, I guess we can talk about that. But we usually most of the times, like we once bought a property like a few months ago with the tenants, but most of the times it's much easier. It makes it much easier if the tenants are already out. So, I mean, if you need some time after the contract, I guess well, let's say we get to the agreement. If you need some more time, we're definitely open to extending closing to a date where the tenant moves out. But you mentioned, I mean, it's occupied right now, and the tenants are about to move out. You'll be maintaining well. Probably put a new AC. I mean, why are you considering selling at this point?
Well, they're just downsizing. They recently retired, so they're just looking to downsize at this point.
Fair enough. So, I mean, I guess they're looking to sell this. Do they have other rentals they're interested in selling as well?
No, not right now.
No, right now. Okay, maybe in the future.
Yeah, possibly.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm definitely a buyer in the area. I mean, even if we don't get into an agreement with this property, I'll be interested whenever they have a property to sell. I'll be interested in presenting an offer on any property that they're looking to sell. Is this something that they're looking to do in the near future, or more like maybe 2-3 years down the line?
Oh, we haven't really discussed that at this point right now. They just gave me this home, and this is the owner that I'm currently looking at.
Okay, I see. That's fair. Cool. So I mean, what kind of feedback have you received so far?
Well, most people like that the place is really spacious. It's really spacious and big, so that's like a plus. Most of the people that walk through have really commented on that. It's the only negative feedback really is that most people feel like the exterior needs some painting.
Oh, so it's still like the house needs some updating, wear and tear.
Yeah, because the tenants have been there for a while now, so.
Yeah. I mean, have you had any offers from like a regular homeowner?
Well, we have it listed at 375. We got one at 360, but we just declined it.
Was that an investor or a homeowner?
checked the homeowner. Yeah, the seller wasn't willing to move forward.
Got it. So they were not willing to move forward. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I
but
guess
then
it
they,
did.
they did counter offer at 370.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting for the response, I guess.
Got it. And they're gonna. Do you think they would have any issues with financing in terms of the condition of the property?
No, there's no limit.
There's what?
They wouldn't have. They're good at the financing.
No, I'm saying in terms of the condition of the property. Do you think? Because sometimes, like, let's say for example,
Oh no. So
FHA,
they already,
VA.
they already walked through it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm interested in presenting an offer. I mean, especially for the VA and FHA, sometimes if the condition is not really, if there's certain things that, condition wise might not appeal to them, they might want a little bit of, they might want them fixed, especially for VA and FHA. But I mean, if you guys are good to go, if let's say everything goes well, I hope it does. I guess you'd have no problem with that buyer. And so here's my thing. I mean, have you had any investor offers at all? Have you had any other offers, like from investors or cash buyers?
No, this is it's time up.
Okay.
Yep. What was good? We just need more stories and comments. I thought there was none of that at all.
Oh, okay. Yeah. True.
Yeah.
All right.
Otherwise, okay.
Sounds good, man. Okay, let's turn it around. Stories and
You have your stuff up?
Actually, no. Here. All right, I'm ready.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, am I speaking to Joseph?
Yes.
Perfect. Joseph, my name is Phil. I was just calling about your property and did I catch you a good time?
Yeah, this is a good time.
Perfect. Yeah, I was actually looking for property.
Said a lot.
Okay. I was actually looking for property to purchase for my partner and I, who are looking to add one more to our rental portfolio. We actually work with a company named JCB that housed a lot of their employees in the area. So we usually purchase properties, put long-term tenants in there, and pretty much just increasing our portfolio. That's what we're looking to do. So looking at this property, I was just reaching out to see. It's a big property. I was just wondering what kind of feedback you've been receiving on it.
So are you a direct buyer or you work for a company?
No, so it's me and my brother. It's me and my brother, so it's just us.
Okay, so it's you and your brother. Got it. Well, the feedback that we've received is, most of the people like the property. They like the fact that it's well updated. The only issue maybe is just the parking. We've had a lot of complaints from the parking, the fact that it doesn't have enough parking. And yeah, I guess that's the only issue we've received so far.
Okay. So they don't like there's pretty much no parking space for them. Got it. Okay. Have you received any kind of offer so far?
With the offers, yeah, we received two of them actually. One of them we're negotiating right now. Um, we gave them a counter offer just to see if we'll get the same number at the end of the day. But we have another one that was at 410, and the seller rejected it. The reason due to they wanted us to say to to pay the closing costs, and we couldn't do that.
Oh, okay. So they want to get the full value of the property and not pay anything additional.
Yeah, they will. I mean, usually they're supposed to pay their part of the closing cost, and we're supposed to pay our part of the closing cost. But they wanted us to pay for everything, and the seller wasn't willing to do that.
I understand. Okay. Now, is it vacant, or are they still living in it?
Currently, it's a rental, so currently the tenants are on a month-to-month lease, and if we get an offer, they already know that the property is being sold. They're interested in renewing their lease, but they're also open to moving out if that's required.
Okay. Understand. So I guess there's no specific timeline on when the seller wants to sell. As soon as I guess they get the offer, and that month to month is done, and I guess the month is done, they'll be looking to sell. Is that correct?
Sorry, what was that?
I said that there's no specific timeline on the date that the seller needs to sell this property, since you said they already have a tenant in place that's on a month to month that will be moving out. I guess they're just waiting for the right offer to sell it. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Perfect. Okay. So now, I was actually kind of
You're getting
surprised.
stuck a lot. Anyways, let me just write down. Too much spaces. Continue though.
I was actually kind of surprised because it's a really great property, and I know that these days, a lot of buyers, if the boxes don't check, all their boxes don't check out, they usually move on and look at another kind of property. Now, with the days on the market, I was just wondering, if they don't get that offer, what's their plan B?
Well, they're hoping to get the offer, of course. But I mean, if they won't get the offer, they'll just have to maybe wait a little bit more. I mean, they want to sell it as soon as possible, but they already, as you know, they already have a tenant inside. So if they won't get any offer, they'll just keep renting it out. But that's not what they want, of course.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah. So what I was thinking is we probably might not be able to come to their asking price, just because right now with the this year the interest in a lot of us investors is kind of high. Huh? Did you cut me off?
Yeah, it's time up, right?
Yeah, I think yes. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, just assume
I
it's
think it
13.
was a bad call.
Huh?
I think it was a bad call. I was all over the place.
Yeah, you don't have your system planned. You don't have your system planned. You don't know, and you're getting.
Actually, I do.
Most of the times you get stuck, like you stop, pause, and then like you're talking. I am thinking about. Well, what's the question I want to ask? Oh, let me ask it now. Like you get a long pause before you ask the question.
Okay.
Which I'm thinking is because you don't have any questions planned.
Actually, I have my script even open to see the structure. It's just at some points, I think it was one point that you answered something already for me, so I had to skip it, and I was looking for what to ask next because you had already skipped it. So I was probably going to ask that next, but you had already answered it for me, so I didn't need to ask it anymore. So I was looking for what to ask next.
Sure. Yeah, the pauses are the ones that I feel like they make you sound a little bit off, because when you pause, it's almost like you're not like you don't sound like you don't know what you're gonna ask and that kind of stuff.
I see.
Yeah, but apart from that, I think it was good. You didn't have examples too, so I guess maybe
Sure.
I'm just putting back the same thing you pulled back on me, but I guess you didn't have example too.
Sure, I did not.
Yeah. So let's turn it around. One more. Do you wanna get one more prompt?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up right now. Give me give me other essays and give me different examples. Give me. Okay, I'm auto-populating. Sure, you can go ahead.
Okay. Hey, Philip.
Hello,
Hey, Philip. This is Joseph. How are you doing?
Joseph. I'm good. How can I help you?
Well, I'm doing good too, Philip. I'm actually looking at one of your at the property that you have listed on 123 Main Street. I'm looking at this property for myself. I'm obviously looking at the pictures here online, and it's really, really good condition. I'm assuming there's no major repair that's needed.
No, it's just alright. There's no repairs at all.
Oh, nice. Okay, so they've been well maintaining the property. So are they? You know, obviously, I love everything about this property. I'm an investor. I'm looking to buy this property for myself, and you know, we buy about 2, 3 properties a month, and this kind of fits what I'm looking for. I mean, it obviously looks vacant, but is it vacant or is it currently occupied?
It is vacant.
It is vacant. Okay. So probably those was it a rental before, or was there an homeowner that moved out?
It is the homeowner is just recently moved out actually.
Oh,
That's the
nice.
reason why they're looking down.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We had a property recently that we purchased, and the homeowner, like, this house was vacant for like 6 months, so we had a lot of things that were not working. The gas was out and everything was out. The electric bills, everything, like, was, we had to renew the whole water, electric and stuff like that. We had to open it up again, and some pipes were already busted in the house. So I mean, if their home has not been vacant for a long time, then that's really, really good. Probably means like there's not much that needs to be updated. Well,
Yeah, not much at all. They did. It's really in good condition. They updated some stuff once they got out. The kitchen, new flooring was done last year, and they also put energy efficient windows.
oh wow, okay. So they put a lot of work into it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what makes them want to sell?
Well, they bought a new house, like I said, so they moved closer to family. They moved to a different state.
Got it. Okay. Are they moving south, north? Where are they going?
They're going to Texas.
Oh, Texas. Wow, big Texas. Okay, that's really awesome. Well, so I'm interested in this property. I mean, right now you guys have been on the market for a few days. Do they have a date where they're planning? Because as you mentioned, they already moved out. Do they have a certain date they're looking to close? I'm assuming they already have another property in the other area, so probably they'll probably want to sell this property as soon as possible. Are they flexible on like they want to sell as soon as possible, or for them it doesn't really matter as long as they get the price that they want?
Well, as soon as possible. However, they may need like about a week more. They're still moving some of their stuff, so they need. I think the planned closing should be before. I mean, I don't know how quick you close, but they plan to close to get their stuff out by at least 1st of July, which is about a week later.
Oh, nice. So they already found something else.
Yes.
Okay, nice, really good. So you mentioned like the first, so they need just a week for like some stuff that are left in the house, and then that's pretty much it.
Correct.
Cool. So I mean, I mean, have you had any feedback from other buyers who have walked through the property?
Oh, the buyers, they just really say that the house is has great natural light and they like the kitchen, but probably better fencing is what's needed.
No fencing. Okay, is it like a busy area that, or maybe like why is the fencing an important issue? Is it like the neighbors are pretty close by, or just preference for some
Nah,
of the
it's
buyers?
like those kind of wire fencing, so maybe they just need to cut it down and put a new fencing.
Oh, I see. I see. So the fencing is just wearing off and it needs some.
Correct.
Okay. Cool. Well, yeah. All right. So I mean, have you had any offers from any buyers or some verbal offers, anything like that?
We did get a couple of offers, most of them from investors,
Yeah.
500,000 and below. We declined all those, but we're considering one that's they have an inspection contingency.
I see. Well, I'm interested in presenting an offer to you. I mean, you mentioned you had some offers from investors where none of them like enough, or um, were some of them like too low. What did they think of other investors' offers?
Well, they declined. They're all below 500,000, so they didn't want to move forward.
Okay, so I mean, are they flexible at all on the price?
And not really. They're considering the one at 515 because they have it listed at 520, but not really.
Got it. So I guess 515 is like the list that would go.
Correct.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking, Philip. So I mean, we buy houses several different ways. Of course, when you buy in cash, a cash offer will come in at most of the other investors, like somewhere below 5, just because we have to put some money into it, and if the property needs work, like the fences and stuff, we have to put some money into the property in order for it to make sense on our end. But it looks like your sellers are not at all negotiable on that price. So another way to buy houses is we actually bought a property.
Time's up.
Bro, it's like you wait for me to reach on the pitch and then when I'm
I
about
wanted
to
to
destroy, then
I actually wanted
you tell me time's out.
when you made a mistake. You made a huge mistake earlier
What did I mean?
where I told you that the guys have already moved out, it was vacant, then you asked me again, like if they needed time to sell or something like that. Like I already told you it was vacant, then you asked me the same thing, like, so do they need time or something like that? To move out, yeah, you asked me if they need time to move out or something like that. In those lines, when I told you like they've already moved out of state to move closer to their family, then down the line, like maybe let's say a minute or two again, you asked me the same kind of question.
Okay.
Yeah, so not sure if you didn't hear me, not paying attention. I'm not sure what it was, but like that's something that I noticed. I answered it,
Got it. So
but I should.
I asked the question twice.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Any other comments?
No, any other comment? It was alright. Regardless, besides that, it was alright. It was fine despite that. Not
Okay.
too bad.
Let's go. Your turn.
Okay. Hello, ring.
Hello.
Yes, this is Joseph.
Yes. Who's this?
My name is Bill Joseph. I was just reaching out to you regarding your listing over here. My brother just showed it over to me. We're looking to purchase a property to add to our rental portfolio. We have a couple in the area, and it's just looking to grow our portfolio. I was just calling to reach out to you to see what kind of feedback you've been receiving on it.
Well, the feedback has been great. I mean, most of the people who like the property, they like it because it's in a nice neighborhood, and obviously it's in a good condition, well updated. But apart from that, I think there's a small driveway, so it's kind of tough to, like, if you have a big truck, it's kind of tough for you to use the driveway. But you know, the also the house is not I mean, there's not a lot of storage room. It's like the kitchen, yeah, there's cupboards and stuff like that, but there's no. Most of these families, most of the people in this area, they have big families and they usually looking for like a huge storage area. So that's the kind of the negative feedback we've received. But apart from that, man, this is like well priced, good house in the neighborhood. I would like everything is just perfect. Nonsense.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I was looking at the picture as well. It did seem like it was really great. So I agree with that. Now we usually deal with like people that work in the medical sector, so it's not really families that we're looking at, but people that can come stay there, maybe like 2 3 single women, but some of them might have cars to drive. Do you think you said something about the driveway being small? Do you think like you can drive in like an SUV or those kind of vehicles?
Yeah, I mean, everything is. The driver is good. The driver is good. Like you can drive a normal car, but if you have like a truck, it's gonna there's like a U-turn, like an angle turn where most of the trucks you probably have to park them on the street, which is not bad too, but it's just not as the same as having it on the inside the house.
Okay. Now, I always like to get a bit of insight. That way, it just helps me know if there's anything else that was listed on the that was not listed on the that we didn't write down on the listing. So I definitely really appreciate you letting me know this information. Now, have you received any offers on it?
Not really. I mean, we received one where it was, way lower investor offer. So obviously rejected it. And then we received one that is almost close. It's a regular homeowner. But, again, like the seller just wants a quick close. He doesn't want to wait that long. And this guy has to get approved. He's not a solid offer, is what I can say.
Okay. Got it. Now you said the seller wants to put close. Is there any specific date that he needs to get it closed by?
Not really. I mean, he would prefer if you guys can close fast, but if you cannot, he'll work with any buyer that is a legit buyer. Not those investors on Facebook.
I like that. Yeah, there's a lot of those. So I bet a lot of them call you just to waste your time.
Yeah, I'm having 10 calls a day and not in 0 offers. I guess that's what's happening.
Oh man, that must be tough.
It
now,
is.
were you gonna say something?
It is tough. Yeah, it is tough. I mean, we're looking for a solid offer. That's all.
Yeah, hopefully I can give you something that the seller can work with. Now, are they still living inside it, or is it vacant?
Well, the property itself is vacant. They moved out. They moved out quite some time, so the property itself is vacant, and you can come and view the property if you want to any date.
Okay. Yeah, so if they've already moved back, so it seems like they're paying 2 mortgages right now.
No, they're renting.
They're renting. Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Now, so on the cash offer, just like a lot of other investors, interest rate is kind of high for us right now, so I wouldn't want to disrespect them with a lower offer, and I wouldn't want to waste your time like the other investors and give you a lower offer that you can present to them. What I was thinking instead is that I actually purchased another house a couple months ago, where what I did was the seller was looking to get a certain amount.
What are your thoughts?
Better than the last time, at least.
Yeah, still the same thing though. When I finish talking, let's say you ask me a question, I answer it. then you kind of say ooh, and then you still again think for what to ask. Like you, I'm gonna record it next time. So you think again what to ask. It's gotta be fluid. Like when I say answer, okay. So the other, like you have to be within. It's almost like you're waiting to,
Okay.
then you're pausing, and then you're waiting some more, and then you're thinking what to ask, and then you're asking. Like there's a very long time gap between that, and it's becomes not smooth. I'm gonna repeat. That's the point, really. All right, so let's do it one more time. We're gonna do one more time, you and me, and then we're gonna go to. Actually, I'm gonna eat something here. We're gonna take a 10, and then we're gonna come back with the 10 for calls again, and then we're gonna go to role play about one more time. All right.
All right, go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hey Philip, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are
Hey,
you?
Good. So I'm looking at one of your property on 123 Main Street. I'm looking at this property for myself, and obviously I can see it's in a really good condition. Is there anything? I'm assuming there's no major repairs.
No, there's no repairs needed.
Beautiful. Well, it looks really nice. I mean, is it currently occupied, or is there a tenant inside?
It is tenant occupied right now.
Oh, nice. Do they have like a month-to-month lease or a long-term lease? That's
They have a lease, but the lease expires in September, end of September.
wonderful. Okay. Would they need some time? I guess end of September, so like 3 months from now.
Yes.
Okay. So I mean, the seller, are they looking to sell it with the tenants? Because obviously they do have a lease that we do have to honor, or are they already working with the tenant to get them out?
Well, I guess it depends on you. If you wanna have, the tenants actually want to stay in the property. So if you would be interested, I guess you can keep on with them. If not, I guess after the 3 months expiration, they would have to move out. They're aware of the sale though.
I understand. So got it. So they're already looking to sell. I mean, whether they sell it now or when the tenant moves, I mean, they already have it listed right now. But I guess their plan is that the tenant stays and they sell it together with the tenant. And if that doesn't work out, then they just wait out till the tenant moves out and sell it.
Correct.
Okay, but so I'm assuming like it's obviously, you guys have been maintaining really well. Do you know if the tenants? I mean, do you have a record? Because most of especially when we buy, because we actually bought a property recently from I think this was like in San Francisco, and they over there they do have like a really strong tenant, like the laws over there, they're tenant laws, meaning that they protect the tenant. And we had a property that we bought and it had a tenant inside. Well, when we bought it, the tenant was paying well for most of the times, and immediately after we bought the property, the tenant stopped paying. So we had to like go through a whole issue of foreclosure and removing the tenant, and that was a big headache. So I mean, like when we inherit the tenant, I think the major issue for us will be like, what has the history of the tenant been like so far, like up to this point? Do you have any idea in regards to that?
I have no idea, but I think that they've been around for a while now, so I think that they have been paying on time. So sorry, they've been paying on time, and they've been around for a couple of years now. So I just think that that just tells me that they've been good tenants.
Yeah, so far, I mean, nothing major that the seller has reported, like missing payments for like 6 months, maybe 1 year, or trashing the place. Okay.
Correct.
Were you able to get inside and have like a view of all the property?
Yes. So the property is actually really, really great. It has they kept real care of it. So it's just maybe the kitchen and there's a minor tear on the floor, wear and tear on the flooring.
Okay, a minor wear and tear on the floor. Okay. Apart from that, nothing else is breaking down. So here's what I mean. It surprises me because it looks like they have a very sound and good investment and good tenants inside. Are the seller looking to sell the property for a certain reason, or is there like something shifting in the neighborhood? Why are they looking to sell?
Well, they just need to liquidate some of their assets in order for them to move to a new venture. That's about the only reason.
Got it. And have you gotten any other offers or feedback from other buyers?
Yeah, they like the modern amenities in the house. They just some of them. I think one guy told me that the property may need like a new roof sometime soon. But that's about the only negative feedback.
Oh, I see. So nothing major.
Exactly.
Got it. And any offers?
Well, we did receive an offer. Your time is up though.
Okay. Cool.
Nothing really negative. I think this time maybe you're trying to use a brain or something, but you said something kind of different in the sense. I think you said something that was really good. You said something about the experience of the tenants, like they've been. You gave a good example. Like sometimes the tenants that don't really take care of the house. I don't know what you said, but
Well, you took the
so
you took the property and tenant didn't pay.
yeah, something like that. So you reach out and say, can you tell me more about these tenants? Have you gotten any kind of feedback or any word from the seller? That was really good.
Nice, nice man. Well, that makes me feel good. Yeah. So let's.
Yeah, so we're doing those examples, so that's good.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So let's do one more. Let's turn it around.
Okay. Hello, Renway.
Hello.
Yes, Joseph.
Who's this?
Hey, my name is Phil. You don't know me actually, but I was just looking at that listing you have on 123 Main Street. You have a couple minutes?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, perfect. I was looking to purchase one property. My brother and I, actually investors, looking to add one more property to our investor portfolio. I was just reaching out to see, as it looks like a great property. I just wanted to see if there's any major repairs that I needed.
Well, I mean, it's in good condition. As you see, it's fully updated. It's a new renovation. So in terms of repairs, none. Everything was updated. They were gonna list it on the market, but I mean they already listed in the market, but they actually were flippers. It's been in the market for some time, so that's what we're facing right now. We're just trying to get it sold so they can move to the next project, but nothing's missing.
Oh, okay, great. Now you said they were gonna list it. They're flippers. Could you tell me more about that?
Yeah, I mean, they have listed it for some time. So they listed it before, they didn't sell, and then now they're relisting it again for the second time.
I see. So just trying to see if the market will bite this time around.
Yeah, because things are much better right now. The interest is going down, so they're hoping that one person will get them out.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. Now, I know you said that.
You see how you're pausing? You're pausing. You see how you're pausing?
Yeah, I'm trying to use what you use to my advantage.
Yeah, but you shouldn't. When you pause, it loses.
True.
But yeah, you can say. I mean, you gotta be fast though.
Okay. So you had mentioned that they were flippers. So did they build this house, put in some work, and then reselling it?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Now, what kind of feedback have you been receiving from the people that walk through the property?
I think most of the people like the house. There was one offer we got. Obviously, it was too low, an investor offer, because this property is probably. I mean, if you're an investor, this property I think won't be for you, because we've received a lot of investor offers, and it's just not as like. I think this is more of a homeowner, who comes with a financing, conventional loan, and gets this property. I think that's a suitable buyer for this kind of property.
See, yeah, we actually also purchase. We like I said, we do long-term rentals. So for us, we don't necessarily need a property to, need so much work. Just as long as the property can give us a return on our investment. Now, would you happen to know what the rent's been like on what the rental is like in the area?
No, I don't have that information. I mean, I would say I did a rough estimate on the Zillow. Sure, Zillow you can rent it out for around 3,000, but again, I'll probably have to do more research and give you that number.
Got it. Yeah, that seems fair enough based on the area. Now, I know they just recently relisted it after the market change. Is there any specific timeline that they're looking to get it sold by?
Well, the sooner the better. The sooner the better.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough. Usually we don't take too long to close, just as long as they don't have any liens or anything on the property, I guess, that will hold us back from making the close. But it sounds like this is not that kind of property. Now, would you happen to know if they have a mortgage on it?
Well, no, I don't think they bought most of their properties on cash. I think they don't have a mortgage on this one.
I see. Perfect. That makes it even easier. It sounds like they're really savvy investors.
Yeah, they
now
are.
Got it. Okay. Now, you have it relisted, I guess, with the market change that you had mentioned. What kind of offers have you received so far?
Really, I mean, no offers. As I mentioned, we only received the investor, which are low, but no other offers.
Okay. I see. Investor offers, and then I'm assuming that they were really lower than the asking price. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, yeah, like you said, the market is being kind of weird these days. The interest rates are really high. Despite them dropping, a lot of investors, getting probably giving low offers because of the interest rate. That is still favorably high. I think even if it's dropped down, I think it was at 5.5. Now it's at 5. So it's kind of hard to pencil out for a lot of investors because obviously they need to make money in the in the investment. You would understand.
Time.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I can say. What do you have to say?
I think I said lesser arms, and it was a bit more structured because, except in the beginning, but I was trying to also listen and make comments according to what you were saying.
Yeah, true. Okay, so yeah, we're all good. I think the only issue is just you said the marking comments according to what I said, but you should do it faster. Like let's say if you stop, it's gotta be when you stop. It's gotta be strategic stop. Like you'd rather say, I think you know this. You'd rather say anything just to say it, and then finesse your way through, than having the pause, because the pause is gonna be strategic. I think you just talking is better than just not talking.
Okay.
I would say, and then when the pause is more of a strategic pause, like, does that make sense? Okay, maybe that's too much. That price is too much. Like you're pausing, but you'd rather just rumble, man. Just rumble and talk slowly and rumble, and then connect the points rather than thinking, talking. It's, I don't know. It's, if you slow down and then stop talking, like it lowers your momentum, and then the person will be like, I want to get out.
Okay.
It's just my thoughts. Okay, cool. So I'll see in 10 minutes.
Okay, cool.
we'll take 10 minutes. We would do a. Actually, it was supposed to be 57. I forgot. Okay, we'll do a continue call. Share your screen, and then we'll do 10 minutes. So 09, we'll come back again. Just continue the call or another call, whatever. 10 minutes.
I'm not on here. I already deleted it.
All right.
Buyout. It's not we as in like our company, but the Great Falls Development Authority hired a firm to come out and do a housing study. It took them a long time, but they published the numbers last year or the year before. The time just slips away, man. I don't know.
It does.
Yeah, it was something like over 4 units a day need to be built over the next 10
Properties to get
units
cost
all at
done.
once.
Yeah, so
Keep it low.
Since it's been on the market,
So I'm assuming there's no major repairs. Had a good time?
yes, sure.
Perfect. At Compass Realty, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. I was calling about your listing on Saddlebred. Is it still available?
Yes, sir. It is.
Awesome. Did I catch you at a good time?
Yes, sure.
Perfect. Well, I am actually looking at this property for myself. I'm looking at it here on the MLS, and it's obviously a really, really nice property. So I'm assuming there's no major repairs that's needed?
Oh no, not at all. The house is, as you can tell, it's just a few years old. It's in great shape.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny that you say that. I was a little surprised. I see they just bought it not too long ago. What happened? Did they hate the neighborhood?
Yeah, so these are friends of mine actually. I live in Boerne near San Antonio, and a friend of mine, he's from here. Well, him and the guy, they met each other. She lived there in that house. She bought it brand new, and they met after she'd been living there for a year or two, and then they ended up getting married, and now they live in the northeast San Antonio area, like Church Cibolo.
Mm-hmm.
And then so then they rented the house out for a year because they weren't sure what they wanted to do with it, and so they live here closer to San Antonio now, and then their renters just moved out 2 months ago, and that's when we put it on the market, and they just decided they didn't want to be landlords.
Yeah.
Got it. Wow, so you're the most trusted.
Yeah, sometimes it's a pain in the butt. How long has it been vacant?
Since it's been on the market, it's been a while. When did I put that on the market? I mean, I have to look. It's been several months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of.
Looks like it's been a couple months, which I was really surprised because obviously the house is really nice. What kind of feedback? Have you been receiving?
Just some of the negative feedback. I mean, the backyard isn't flat. They built a retaining wall back there, and the yard's kind of got a pretty good slope to it. We haven't got a lot of negative feedback. It's just been slow altogether, even getting people in the house because of everything else, the market and the rates and things like that. So it's just made even showing slow. I think that I don't think it's the house really. I think it's just everything else that's going on. And then that's a little bit of a slower area out there. It seems like I'm not from Austin. I don't know Austin. I've talked to a bunch of realtors who have sold houses in that area, in that neighborhood, and Maynard altogether, and they said that they told me the same thing.
Yeah.
So their houses, they're showing their listings have just kind of sat for a little while right now. So.
Yeah, to be honest, this market is pretty much a pain in the butt. not only is it slowing down, buyers are so picky. So if the houses aren't completely fulfilling their needs, they're on to the next one. I can see why some of the feedback would be I guess negative about the sloping of the yard. I guess what comes to mind is people may be concerned about like just the grading and like the water pooling towards the house. Do they have a French drain?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. I don't remember, but it could be it. I mean, the other few people just said they've got dog. They had a couple of them had dogs, and they just said they just looking for a flatter yard. But I don't know. It could be partly that with water runoff and stuff. But I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, well, like I'm certainly interested in it. Is the seller looking to sell? But by a certain date, or are they on a timeline?
They're not on a time. The only timeline they're on is that since it's been on the market for a few months and it's just been sitting there and hasn't been earning them any money or anything, they said they're going to go ahead and put it back on put it back up for rent.
Right.
And so in a couple weeks probably. So they'd rather sell it, but we got a renter in there real easy last time. I mean, it took no time, and the renters were great and everything. They were ready to sell it and move on. But if we can't sell it with the way the market is right now, then they said they'll put it back on the rental market and get a renter in there for a year, and then reassess things in a year. Hopefully, rates will be a little better, and some more progress or development will have gone on around there in Maynard. There's some things, I know there's some projects going on, including the big one, the Tesla plant under construction. So they think that some of those things happening over the next couple of years will help people be moving out there, but primarily, hopefully rates will be better for everybody in a year. So
do they have it paid off, or are they making 2 house payments right now?
No, it's not paid off. No.
Okay. Oh, so that has to be a pain in the butt too. How long does somebody really want to make 2 house payments?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this: how flexible are they on price?
A little bit. I mean, we've got a little bit of room, but I mean, we turned down an offer the other day for a verbal, for $375. So I mean, we dropped the price pretty significantly to get, I think, in a real good spot. 410 is where we're at. I mean, then if you look at comps, I think they'll do something around the 400 price point, but so that's probably where they're at.
Okay.
So, I mean, it looks like you already have offers, something, so different ways.
Yeah, I mean, and what I've been seeing too, because I've been looking at some other houses in that area, and a lot of people that just bought, like in the last couple of years, because the market has gone down. Like I'm seeing that either like they don't have any equity, or it's like really tight, so they have to be like pretty firm on the price. Is that like a similar situation here?
No, they've got good equity in the house.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, they've got good equity, but they're not in a, they just don't want to, like any other, a lot of people, they just don't want to deal with the house anymore, but they're not. They're not stressed about it. They're not in any hurry. They're not in financial struggles. If they, like I said, it just makes a lot of sense to go ahead and put it up for rent in a few weeks if they can't get somebody to make them a decent offer.
That makes sense. I mean, obviously they want to maximize the profit, the highest amount of profit possible.
You're breaking up a lot on me.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously they want to maximize the amount of profit that they're going to get from the property, so that makes sense. So here's what I'm thinking, because I am looking at this as an investment property, and obviously as an investor, like the numbers have to make sense and pencil out on our end, just for it to make a sound investment.
Philip?
Yep.
Alright, cool. So let's go ahead and role play. I can start. And then we'll do it 3 times, and then we'll go into a video again.
Give me a second. Shoot.
Hmm?
You can shoot now. You can start. I was just trying to pull up a scenario.
Okay, hello. Philip? Philip, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, this is Joseph. I'm calling about a real estate property you have listed on 123 Main Street. Do you have a few minutes to talk, to chat?
Yeah, Joseph. How can I help you?
So, obviously, I'm looking at this property. It's in a really good condition. I'm looking at this property for myself, and I can tell it's based on the pictures that it's, you know, it's well updated, well maintained. It looks really, really nice. I'm assuming there's nothing major needed.
No. Not much work needed. It's been taken care of really well.
Nice.
So
Okay.
I've been there for a long time, and they love the property, so they took care of it really well.
Oh, got it. So have they moved out already?
Are they still living in it?
They're still living in it. Cool, cool. Well, it looks really nice. I mean, are they looking to buy another property, or are they looking to stay there for some time until they find another property?
Nah, they're just in a tight financial situation right now, so they're just looking to sell
Oh, I see.
and then probably rent out.
Got it. So they'll rent it for some time before they sell. Well, I mean, it looks like are they pretty? I mean, what kind of feedbacks have you had from other buyers?
I haven't really had much activity so far, which is surprising. So we only had one lady that came, and she said the price was a bit too expensive for her. Yeah, but besides that, she loved the property. I guess she just couldn't find the funds for it. She didn't say anything negative about it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really surprised, especially right now. Like, I'm seeing like a lot of properties that are really, really nice. And we actually had one property I talked to yesterday, and this property was not even that good. But the next day I checked onto it, and it was already sold. And I actually saw another property that was really, really good, almost like yours, like a few months ago, and it was sitting down with no offers. So the market right now has been really, really crazy up and down. But I'm guessing you're also feeling the same thing.
Oh yeah, I agree. A lot of my listings are some that I don't expect to sell, are selling really quick, and then some that are like expect to stay on the market. That I expect to stay on that I don't expect to stay on the market, actually staying really longer.
Yeah, it's really crazy. I think it's because of just the fact that like the interest rate. Some people want to buy it for the fact that the interest rate is high, so that they can refinance later on. But most of the people are kind of afraid to buy, so it creates like this weird market where people are buying and not buying at the same time. It's really, really tough. But I mean, I guess you said you've had no offers except for the lady. I mean, have you guys thought about like reducing the price, maybe to attract some more attention from the market?
Well, we haven't really had that conversation, and I doubt we will. Because, like I said, sellers like in a tough financial position, so we really want to get the most that we can out of the property.
Yeah, and also one thing that I'm finding. So we actually purchased a property a few months ago, and what had happened is that this seller, they bought a property on 2021. At that time, the interest rates were really good. And they bought it a little bit on top of the market, and then when the interest rates started rising, they got a new job, and they had like their previous job, which they had during the pandemic when the interest was good, and all of a sudden that good job was gone, and they had a job that was not really good, so they were not able to afford the monthly payment. And at the same time, the market had dropped down, so they could not. They just bought the property. They could not drop down the asking price without. Like they wouldn't drop the asking price without cutting the check to sell the house, and the house has been sitting on the market for a few days, almost like 2 months. And when we came in, this was like 6 months ago. The house was not selling, so we agreed with them on doing some type of seller financing where we paid the seller's commission and pays the listing agent, we're able to take care of most of the closing costs, waive our side of the commission, and instead of them cutting a check to sell the house, they actually didn't pay any money to sell the house.
Exactly.
Yes.
You started at 10. You started at 10 and you finished at 15.
Okay. I feel like.
Yeah.
Any comments? I feel like this was bad. I don't know. Not structured. Any comments?
Yeah. Structure as well as there was no well, you started the story, I guess, at the end. You started the story, I guess, at the end. The comments you did put in, chip in a comment in the beginning. I think on the market, you said something about the market at the beginning. You know, which was kind of good. You're having that conversation like, oh, some properties stay on the market, don't stay on the market. You know, it's kind of weird market like that. So that was at least good. You, I guess, trying to build conversation or paid attention to what I said, which is good. But yeah, like you already know, there was no much structure on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's about it.
Okay, let's turn it around 16. So 21, it should be done. You can go ahead.
Hello, Henry.
Hello.
Hey, it's Joseph.
Yeah, who's this?
Yeah, my name is Phil. I was actually looking at this property on 123 Main Street that you have listed. I was reaching out to see if the property allows for. I noticed it's a really huge property, so I was just reaching out to see if there's any room for expansion because I noticed that it has a really huge backyard, so I wanted to see if that's a possibility.
Are you a realtor, a buyer?
Well, I'm actually an investor, so I'm looking to purchase a huge property to add to my rental portfolio. I have a couple houses that I have people that do sober living, so men's sober living, so we rent it out to them. So we're looking for one property that can house about 10 people at one time. Now, is it that kind of property?
I don't think it would. I don't think this will house 10 people. You know,
So,
it's a two bedroom. So, I mean, you can maybe if you want to build on it, that could be possible. But I mean, the house itself is just 2 bedrooms with a large living room. I don't think you can put 10 people inside.
Yeah, no, but definitely that's why I reached out to see, you know, if there's enough room for us to build on it or possibly make some expansion on it. So does that allow for maybe us adding another, say, 3-4 bedrooms to it?
That would be up to you. I mean, do you mean like do they allow you to build something else?
Does the land allow us to add like an extra 3 bedrooms on it?
To be honest with you, I think that's something you probably have to. Do you wanna like schedule a day you can come and view the property? Because that like it really would depend on the fact that you can build 2 bedroom upstairs, you know? Like so like it's not. It really depends on what you wanna do. I cannot say like you can or cannot. Depends on the permits. It depends on what you want to do and if that's even possible to be done.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely schedule some time that I can view the property. I'm actually out of town. I'm in Fort Worth, but my brother is in the area, so I can definitely schedule some time for us to come view the property. Now, it looks like a great lawn. There's like I said, the backyard actually, the lawn is what actually attracted me the most. Does the buyer take care of the loan by themselves?
You said the loan, like the loan payment?
Loan, like the garden, the landscape?
Oh, okay. Yeah, they take care of it themselves.
Oh man, it looks amazing. I thought that he needed like 3-4 people coming in every week, and it looks really phenomenal. Then I'm assuming that in that case they're still living there. Is that correct?
It's a rental.
Rental property. Okay, I see. Now, how much does it rent for? Would you happen to know that information?
Yeah, so they have 2 tenants. They rent by room, and each tenant is paying $1,000.
$1,000. Okay, so
I mean, if we were to expand an additional 4 rooms, we could possibly rent out at 6,000, around that figure.
Possibly.
Okay.
You said 6,000?
Yeah, I mean, if we could rent out like 1,000 a head, I mean, I'm just thinking aloud and thinking if we could rent out 1,000 a head at the same price and add 4 more people, we could possibly rent out about $6,000.
Possible. I mean, yeah.
And now, what kind of feedback have you received from the people that have walked through the property?
Everybody likes the property. It's a beautiful area, up and coming neighborhood. And we had one of buyers just didn't like the fact that it, the place is not quiet because there's like a lot of bars nearby. But I think that's the place where most of the people want to live, like a young upcoming, a young couple, or if you're gonna rent this out, I think that's a suitable place because it's just next to everything that most of the people would want to, entertainment and parks and the groceries and everything is just right there. But the time is up.
Yeah. I was even about to make a comment.
Okay, what do you think?
I think it was alright, good. Actually, I think it was way better, maybe one of the best because I tried to, before asking questions, try to kind of like say a few stuff before, diving into me, just, going back and back on questions. So I think for that part, I think I tried. Yeah, I think I really tried on that part.
Okay, cool. Yeah, fair enough. I agree. The only issue is just, I think it was good overall. Yeah. One issue is the missing, what was it? I forgot. I think you asked the question, then you. I think there was a question I forgot. Okay, never mind. I forgot. It's probably not important.
Okay.
Alright, so let's try one more time. We're gonna turn it around. Ring ring.
Hello.
Hey Philip. Philip, this is
Hello.
Joseph. I'm calling about the property you have listed on 123 Main Street. Do you have a minute to chat?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I'm with my brother. We're looking to buy a few rentals in the area, and obviously we pull our funds as a family. We put them together, and then we look for these properties that at least we can either rent them out for more than what our monthly payment will be, and have those properties as a solid financial investment for us as a family. So I'm looking at this property. Obviously, my brother sent it to me, so I can take a look at it and kind of get in touch with you. I wanted to see what kind of feedback you've gotten so far.
Well, we've gotten great feedback on the property. A lot of buyers love the property, love the area. They just kind of skeptical about so the property is downhill. So they just kind of fear that once the rains come in, they might be affected with floods and that kind of thing. So that's only the really negative feedback they have. It might affect the structure and those kind of things. But besides that, the property is great, man. It's 2023, everything was updated, brand new HVAC, new roof, and there's really no repairs needed right now.
Okay, so you say 2023 updated, so it looks like they've done a lot of work into it. Were they planning to list it on the market, or was this just a regular maintenance that they did?
No, so they're investors, so they built the property in order to resell it. They fixed it in order to resell it, and then one of their relatives, I think, stayed in for a couple months, but now they moved out.
Oh, cool. So it's vacant.
It is vacant.
Oh, nice. Okay. Do they have any timeline where they're looking to close by?
Ideally, they would like to sell as quick as possible.
That's fair. Okay. So, it looks like. Have you guys received any offers so far?
Yes, we did get an offer of about 15,000. 15,000 less than the asking price. We declined that one, and then the other one came at 320, which is
about 5,000 less than what we want. So they're considering that one, but we've not been on the market too long, so they're looking to wait and see if we get anything better than that.
Got it. So, I mean, as an investor, of course, myself, I kind of understand the position. So right now, it looks like they're willing to wait out on the market and see the best they can get, and I mean, pretty much they're not super flexible on their price. Is it because of like I guess they're looking to make a certain amount of money from it?
Yeah, they put a lot of money into the property, so they're looking to make it back.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, and I found out, especially right now, for investors, it's getting really tough due to the fact that the interest rate are going, they're really, really high on these loans that we're getting on these hard money loans, and the payment are just so huge. I mean, I'm guessing with the time that they have this hold on, they probably have to make some monthly payment on a very high interest rate. So, I mean, does that affect, like, would they be needing to close as soon as possible, or they're just pretty flexible on whatever date they can close?
They're pretty flexible. As long as they get the money out of the property, they're willing to wait it out, I guess.
Got it. Did they get a hard money loan, or did they buy this cash?
They bought a cash. They're pretty flexible on cash. They're pretty liquid.
Okay, I see. And so I'm thinking like they want to probably get this money and move it to another investment.
That's their plan.
Okay. Now, what kind of offers have you received so far?
Not too much. We have gotten an offer of, like I said, 10,000.
Oh, you said okay. Yeah, you mentioned like one was 5,000 below and the other one was 10, so the
Exactly.
5,000 they're considering. Okay, I see. Okay, cool. I mean, so it looks like there's one already 5,000. What's stopping them from taking that one with $5,000 less?
They're actually really considering it, so if they don't get anything, like I said, they'll wait it out.
I see. So right now, pretty much they're looking for another backup offer in case, like they have already a backup offer, but they're looking for a better offer. Now, what I'm thinking here is, I mean, it looks like you guys already have like almost a very good offer close to asking price, but
Your time is up. Your time is up. I
Okay.
think you know your mistake, right?
I asked you twice.
Yeah, you asked me two of the same questions twice.
Yeah,
The one for the offer,
and the
and then
other
I
is
explained to you about. Then you said,
feedback.
okay, then your feedback one, yeah, and the offer one twice because I said they wait it out because fairly new and they need to get something. So I already explained that. So you asked was I like looking to wait it out, something like that. So yeah, that's the only thing. So you already know what I guess where you went wrong.
Okay, cool. Well, it happens. I mean, it doesn't have to happen, but okay, next time. I guess I'll have to write down my notes a little bit better to help. Okay.
Yeah, maybe that could be a good.
Yeah, that was
Just good taking out.
sticky notes. Yeah, write them down and maybe what have I asked, what have I not asked, and try not to ask again.
Yep.
All right, let's turn it around. So 33, 33 should be done.
Hey Raymond.
Hello.
Hey Joseph.
Yes.
Hey Joseph, my name is Philip. I'm actually here on Zillow looking at the property that you have listed on Main Street. I am looking for a property for myself actually, and looking to add it to my rental portfolio. I have about 3 in the area, so just looking to see if I can add more to that. Now, I was actually looking at the pictures here on Zillow. It looks really nice, and it's obviously in really great condition, so I'm assuming there's no major repairs needed.
You mean like something that is missing? No, I don't get it.
Yeah, the major stuff like the roof, HVAC, foundation issues. Is all that all right?
Yeah, everything is fine. I mean, it just needs some minor cosmetic items.
Got it. Yeah, I always like to check to make sure that there's no hail damage or anything like that. That's the reason why I had to ask you that question. Now, are they still living there or is it vacant?
It's vacant.
Vacant, okay. And is there any specific date that the seller needs to sell by, or you just waiting for the write-off?
I mean, they don't have a specific date. Well, they do. We do have a couple of offers on the line. I mean, right now they're looking to, they're gonna probably review most of the offers this weekend. So if you want to see the property and come and present the offer, we're definitely open to all offers, and they'll take the best one this weekend. But they don't have like a specific date that they do want to sell.
I got it. Okay. Yeah, at least it means at least it's a good sign though that there's a lot of traffic on the property. You said you have a couple of offers. Is there anything close to the asking price?
I'd rather not disclose it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. I completely respect that. So you said that they're open to any offers. Then I'm under the assumption that they're open, like they're not fixed on the price. There's some wiggle room right over there for them. So what is important for them? Is it getting the number that they want, or is it the highest cash offer that they can get?
Well, I don't. What do you mean?
Sometimes some sellers they might list the property for say X amount, which is you have it listed for 350,000, and they want just that figure. And then other times some sellers they'll list it at a certain price, but whoever comes close or whoever gives the highest offer, they'll be open to something like that. Because I noticed that you had it listed for quite some time now, so we're just looking to see if what the case here was, to see if they can get the best offer before anything.
Yeah, they're looking for the highest and best. I mean, I can give you my email for you to send me your offer, and then I'll present it to them. Do you have an agent you're working with?
No, actually. So I don't have any agent that I'm working with. So I'd actually be open to you representing the both of us and double representing. That way you getting both sides of the commission.
Sure.
Okay, perfect. Now, yeah, man, it looks like really great property. Like you said, it doesn't really need much work. It doesn't really need much work. So I was actually kind of curious to know from the guys that had walked in the property, is there anything negative that they said about it?
No, most of the people who walked through the property loved the property. We had an open house. Everybody liked it. Everybody liked the fact that it just needs minor updates. Nothing major really. We had an inspection done and it all came out good.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that kind of property actually.
Any comments?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hallelujah.
I think I wasted time
Yes.
on there's some concept that I was trying to explain, which I remember from another role play, but I couldn't explain it well.
You're trying to say, okay, do they want them price or do they want that price? Do they want cash or do they want full cash?
Yeah, so it's like just nonsense time, which wasted a lot of my time. Like,
okay.
But I already started with it, so I just had to kind of continue. But that was like something that I should know.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you should have known that was the closing part. Like, are they set on it? Maybe do they like the price? I think are they negotiable or not? Do they want their price or are they pretty flexible? I don't know. I mean, that's just it depends on where you use it, but not at the beginning, I guess, because the beginning it was almost you had to either explain creative finance or you're done.
Okay.
I mean, you're trying to explain, but you didn't want to explain creative finance because I asked you, what do you mean by full price? What do you mean? And then that's, I mean, if it was at the end, you say, because if they want to set a number, then we can give them that number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways,
Okay.
let's turn it around. Hello?
Yes or no?
Hey, is this Philip?
It is.
Hey, Philip. My name is Joseph. I'm looking at your property on 123 Main Street. It obviously looks really nice. I am looking at this property as an investment. Well, my brother and I, we do purchase properties. And we use them for Airbnb, short-term rentals, mid-term rentals. We have different market strategy, and we're just buying properties to add to our investment fund. And this, looks really nice. It's 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom. So we like any property that's above 3 bedrooms, of course. So I wanted to get in touch with you and kind of get an idea of where you're at. What kind of feedback have you gotten from people who have walked through it? I mean, what kind of feedback have you received so far?
The feedback that we received so far is that people love the area. They love that the sunlight is quite popular.
I can't hear you.
A lot of sunlight comes into the property, and also the view is great at the waterfront, so it's really a major view. The only thing is that they don't really like the size of the property, so two bedroom, one bath. So that's been really the negative feedback about it. It's a condo, so people wanted like a bigger house or something like that.
Oh wow. Okay. So some people just don't like the fact that it has like it's, and I guess they don't like neighbors.
Not neighbors per se, it's just more so the size of it. The size of it, plus it has an HOA, so there are certain things that people want to do that they can't do also.
Oh yeah. I mean, the HOA is one of the major things. So we had a property, I think, last time, and we were about to purchase it, and on the HOA it said like no rentals less than 6 months, and that was just crazy because most of the rentals we do have on the properties we acquire, we try to keep a minimum of 6 months, so that way we can increase the rent after 6 months. And this HOA had a restriction where you couldn't rent. So I mean, sometimes like rules like this on HOA makes us pass some properties, but we do have several different strategies. So I mean, you mentioned the HOA. Is it like kind of a strict HOA, or what kind of rules do they have?
Perfect. I was waiting for you to ask me that because I know it's really bad for most investors because with this one, so you can't rent out. It's more like older people. So I think you can only rent out to people that are like 55 and older. So that kind of limits your pool of tenants. So that's the only major rule. So because it's rid of older people, so there's no really like parties or that kind of thing.
Oh, I see. So, like, is it like you have to rent to a 65 and old, or?
Yes. So it's only 65 and older apartment.
Oh, I see. Wow, that's tough. Okay, I mean, is it currently so I mean, so currently, like, the homeowners, are they renting it or are they living inside?
It is vacant. They had it rented out,
Yeah.
but the tenant left the property, so now it's vacant.
Wow. Okay, that must be tough to find a 65 every time you have to rent. I mean, I get it. It's a community. It makes that kind of warm feeling living with a person you do know, and the person who's kind of a similar age with you. But I'm also assuming that they're having a hard time right now selling it to a person who's less than 65. Is that the reason why they're looking to, renting it to a person who's less than 65, is that the reason why they're looking to sell to?
Yeah, so that's the reason. So once the tenants left, they've had a hard time finding people to replace them because they're younger themselves. So they've had a hard time finding people to replace them. So they just want to get done with it and move to other investment properties.
Got it. Okay, I see. Wow. Okay, that must be tough. I don't know if this will work for us because, that's definitely one of like a huge challenge. Getting every time you have, let's say, a lease ends or maybe a tenant moves out or, just something happens, you have to go ahead and look for a new 65, 55-year-old tenant, and that's really small pool, really. I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know if this will work for us, but I mean, what kind of offers have you received so far?
We've gotten a couple of offers. People are interested in the property, and we got one offer that was at 165,000. They turned it down. Then we got one that was at 180. They're actually considering it if nothing else comes up. So they have until next Monday to decide. So if nothing comes up, they'll probably move forward with that offer.
Okay, and are this renters? I mean, is this from investor who are looking to rent it out, or is this like a regular homeowner?
Yeah, I was an investor.
Oh wow, okay. That guy must really love risk, you know. I remember we bought a property once, and so this is what happened. So we bought a property in the city of San Antonio, and like almost like 5 years ago, and they had at that time they were very lenient on Airbnbs, and all of a sudden a new regulation came in, and Airbnbs were done. Okay.
Bro, to be honest with you, this call you did really well. You know, you asked the question. You asked the question. I was like, this guy should ask me something about the 65. I don't know if it was the part for the 65 or about is that the reason when I explained the HOA, is that the reason? And you did ask that question, which was really good. Hoping you would not ask it, hoping you would ask it, but not banking on you to ask it. But you actually did. You know, followed suit on like the comments on what I was telling you. You know, the stuff that I was telling you about the property. So that was really impressive.
Nice.
Yeah, to be honest, I have like not much negative stuff to say about it. Not even anything at all.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel like this is possibly one of your good calls.
Man, that's good, man. That's good to hear. Yeah, I guess one thing that I even wrote down yesterday, because yesterday, you know, I listen most of the times when I'm driving. Yesterday I was having a half day yesterday, didn't work the full day. But as I was driving, listening to the thing, and it came to a realization, like, the person who understands calls, like, if you understand the seller profile faster, that's the person who's going to have a best conversation. The person who understands. Like, if you can understand what the seller is, like, the whole profile. Like, let's say they say just a few words, and then you can understand the whole, like, this is a fix and flip person who's looking to do this, who's looking to fix.
Yeah, but actually, true.
You can
That-
ask
I
better
think-
questions.
I feel that comes with the reps because
True.
most of these guys actually it's really the same kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah, and they know what kind of questions to ask because they've already been through it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, man. All right, so let's turn it around for one round, and then we'll not take a break, but have you eaten? Are you gonna eat after? Are you there? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I can right now.
Okay, all right. So what I was saying is I'm buying this as an investment property, so obviously those numbers have to pencil out on our end just for it to make a sound investment. And I was curious, like, what kind of offers have you received so far?
Well, I just told you. I mean, we turned down one for 375. So I mean,
Okay.
it's gonna take something around pretty close to the 400,000 mark if you're interested.
I see.
You know.
Yeah, that
That's
makes
what
sense.
they'd be looking at.
Okay, yeah. Well, thank you for being upfront with me, because I do know that if we came in and paid all cash, we would have to be significantly lower than the list price, and obviously that would not work for the seller. So I don't want to waste your time by sending, a lowball offer of a number that would make sense on our end. What I'm thinking instead, because we're closing on one this week, where it was a similar situation where the sellers had moved out of state and they weren't getting the results that they wanted from the market. So what we did is we actually took that property over, subject to the existing financing staying in place. Are you familiar with those type of transactions by chance? I don't know if he got disconnected or if he just hung up on me. That actually would be a first.
It was pretty choppy on our end.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's all good, dude.
Yeah. Okay. He said he couldn't hear me either, so I wonder if the location is just really bad. Here, I'm gonna call him back. I'm gonna mute for a while until I get him back on the phone, then I'll unmute.
Okay. I can try making a call, but
We have 3 minutes until Robin gets to.
oh, let me make a call. I got a good one for you guys. This is a follow-up call.
Is it going to be 3 minutes?
No, I guess I can let Robin go.
I like the structure of this, guys. Just for everybody here, is I like giving that time to you guys and knowing that you're there. So hopefully you guys have a couple.
Oh, this agent's calling. The agent for the deal I just had just called me. He's calling me back right now.
Okay, fine.
Hey, Leo.
Hey there. I have more questions.
Oh, fun.
So why not just purchase? Why the lease?
Well, the lease is gonna.
If you're gonna purchase anyways.
Well, so the purchase I'm making is the reason for the lease is DTI. First and foremost, that's the answer there. But then in terms of the purchase sale agreement, I'm purchasing it subject to. So the mortgage is going to remain in place. I'm taking over the payments, and that's what the lease purchase is setting up on the front end for him to acquire his next home. And then once I execute the purchase sale agreement, I'm literally taking the deed to the property. I'm taking over the payments on the current mortgage that's in place and turning it into a cash flowing rental. So I'm not going out and getting a new loan to pay off another loan that's already in place. The only people who make money on that are the banks. And so I'm leaving the existing debt service in place and just taking over those payments.
For how long?
My typical period, depending on the return, but with this one, because it's not going to cash flow for the first probably 2 or 3 years, I'm probably going to hold it for a little bit longer than I normally would. So likely in the 12 to 15 year range, and then I'll refinance, pull the equity out, call you back, buy another property, and either sell this one or I will refinance it.
So at what point do you take the depreciation?
Right away.
Even though you don't own it?
I do own it.
You have an interest in it, but it would be, right? So it would be kind of like, you wouldn't own it because you're taking over the payments for our buyer who still has a mortgage and a primary lien on the property, right? You would have an interest in the property, take the depreciation that he would otherwise take, right?
Well, so the deed, the mortgage lien against the property is completely separated and different than the deed to the property and the title to the property. So the deed and title transfer over to my LLC. And so I technically, on paper, through the county assessor, own that property. The debt just simply remains in his name. That has no bearing on whether or not I can do depreciation or whatnot. It's whoever holds the deed to the property who gets to take the depreciation. He gets.
How do you handle a due on sale?
So that's completely different. So
Well, that could be called on an arrangement like this.
100%. It could be. Yep. No, you're not wrong. But does the
So would you be willing to have a clause in there that says you will purchase it if we get a due on sale?
So real quick, let's recap the depreciation portion. Does it make sense why I can depreciate it versus what his interests are?
I mean, I suppose you're probably going to do like a trustee venture of some sort, right?
No, I'm just gonna set it up in my LLC.
Yeah, but what document do you take title with?
The deed to the property.
Okay.
So I just did this up in Kalispell. So literally, the gentleman had a 2.5% VA loan interest rate, awesome interest rate, and we purchased that using what's called an all-inclusive deed of trust that obligates me to the payments. We closed on it August 18th. I can get you in contact with the title company as well as that agent to kind of ask them questions if you would like. Or whatever. But anyways, at close of escrow, the deed transfers, you can probably, well, Montana's non-disclosure, so you can probably look up who owns that property, and it's going to state my LLC. Moore Mahalo LLC is what we purchased that one in. So the deed to the property is in that. But the debt just simply remained in place. Nothing changed with that. I literally made the September payment 2 weeks ago for that. I set up a servicing company in between, but that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Okay, a due on sale would absolutely financially ruin.
Yep, no, 100%. We'll cover that. I just wanted to make sure we finish the point on the depreciation side of things. But in terms of...
Then also, I mean, if he's taking depreciation out on this, then that would...
But it resets when I purchase it, because he's technically selling the house.
But wouldn't he have depreciation recapture on his tax obligation? Wouldn't he have to pay whatever depreciation?
He would have recapture in that sale, yes.
In the sale or on...
in the sale.
At the time where you take deed?
In this tax season, so 2023 taxes. So come April 15th next year, he would have a recapture if he did a cost segregation. But how long has he owned the house? And I mean, he's not getting any capital gains. So there's no capital gains, any of that standpoint. But like, if he took any depreciation, did he do a cost segregation on the property?
No, but you do depreciate him over time.
Yeah, for sure, over 27 and a half years. But so if he owned it for a year and a half, I mean, there's only going to be, a little bit.
Philip. Yeah.
Did you kick me out the meeting?
No.
How come it showed me I'm still sharing my screen, so I saw on the 10th minute I was done watching. I came and I said I'm no longer in the meeting.
Well, you're back. You're back.
No.
I cannot kick you
like,
out without kicking you out permanently.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's removed from the call. And so I need to ask to rejoin in that case, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I just came to this tab because the 10 minutes was done and I noticed that I was no longer there. I don't know how.
Okay, no worries. Alright, let's...
Yeah, I'm done.
I see, you're done. Okay, cool. Let's start. Ring ring.
Hello?
Hey, is Philip here?
This is he. Who am I speaking?
Philip, this is Joseph. I'm looking at a property you have listed on 123 Main Street. Do you have a few minutes to chat?
Yes. How can I help you?
Yeah, so I am. I have a company and we buy properties in the area, and you know, it's a local-owned company, and we buy properties in many different areas. Mainly, our exit strategy that we are looking to do is either have them as an Airbnb or short-term or mid-term rental. Just because right now the long-term rental strategy doesn't really fit well with the high interest rate. So I was looking at this property. Obviously, it looks like it's in really, really good condition. I'm assuming there's nothing major that's needed.
No major repairs. No.
Oh, awesome. Is it currently occupied or is it vacant?
Vacant.
Okay, vacant. So, I mean, I'm guessing the tenants, was it initially a rental or owner-occupied?
It was actually a rental property. So the tenants moved out, and the seller just doesn't want to work dealing with the tenants.
I see. Doesn't want to work dealing with the tenants. So they are. They got tired of the tenants.
Yeah, tired landlord.
Tired landlord. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, have they considered using a? I mean, I guess this is not really important, but have they thought of using a property manager?
Yeah, but they don't want to do that. They don't want to. I don't know how to put it, but they don't want to. You know, the guy's an economist. He doesn't. So every penny counts for him. He just doesn't want to make sure he just doesn't want to see that he's losing any money.
I see. I agree. So he's looking to probably use this to invest in different kind of investment.
Correct.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, that's really interesting. You know, I also been working for some time, and we never used to invest in real estate really, but in the last couple of years with everything, inflation and all that kind of stuff, and it just made us think more about the future, and that's how we got into real estate. We've recently bought a few properties, but just again with the interest rate going up, it's kind of tough for us to find reasonable properties. But well, I mean, this looks like something that we might be interested in. I mean, so it looks like you've been on the market for a few days. What kind of feedback have you received so far?
We got feedback. We got positive feedback. So people like the size of the house. They like the renovations on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did renovations in the bedrooms, bathrooms, pretty much the whole house. Only thing is that there was a crack in the foundation. So yeah, a lot of people are kind of skeptical about that. They think that it might cause some issues.
Is there a foundation issue?
Yeah, so like there's some cracks in the walls, so I guess it's a foundation issue. So a lot of buyers, I guess, kind of skeptical with the way it's priced and with the foundation issue. But they've had no issue with it. I mean, it's been solid for the past couple of years, but you can notice the cracks.
Yeah, I see. I mean, we definitely normally do not shy away from the large cosmetic or major rehabs, just for the fact that we have a good working crew. We've been working for a couple of years. We do fix and flip too. Obviously, like the way this property is priced, I don't think it will be a good opportunity for fix and flip. But I mean, with the major foundation issue, I mean, I don't know how flexible are they on the price. Or did you have you guys received a quote of what it would take to repair the foundation issue?
Yeah, so they spoke with the I guess company that told them that they could do this for, I think it was about 12,000. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's
So it's
about
not
how much
much.
it'll cost.
It's not much, okay. Yeah, I mean, if you already got in court, if it's a credible company, then that should be a fair price. Because yeah, most of the times it runs around that price, unless it's something like that's more than the regular, more than what would regularly be expected. So, I mean, I'm guessing most of the buyers are kind of deterred by the fact that of the foundation issue, or is there any other thing that would affect the, have you guys received any offers so far?
No offers yet.
Okay. Well, I'm interested in making an offer, but of course, like I'm looking at this in two ways. So there's one is either I come in cash as a fix and flip offer, but I see the price that you guys are listed on. It's kind of it really doesn't make sense for a cash offer because most of the time the cash offer it'd have to come low, and that's really. I mean, how flexible are they on the price right now?
Like I said, they could probably come in drop it on the price by about maybe 15,000 just to accommodate that accommodation issue.
Yeah, because based on what you're telling me, with of course the foundation and other things that we might not know, I think will probably be more than 15,000, probably somewhere around 50 to 60,000 below what they're listed for, and it looks like they're not willing to go that low.
No, they're not. I mean, the place is valuable. They understand the value of the place, so they wouldn't be willing to go that low. No.
Okay. Well, there's this other way we do buy properties. Of course, when we buy these properties for rentals, we usually try to buy them at the price that kind of makes sense. The numbers, of course, have to make sense. And with the interest rate now being very high, it's kind of hard for us to find any, property that the rental value makes sense in comparison to the monthly mortgage payment will be. I mean, it looks like you guys bought this property for a long time ago. I mean, at this point, are they open to doing some type of letting us take over that good interest rate that they do have and maybe give them some money down and make some payments over time?
What do you mean?
Yeah, so, well, I mean, we bought a property recently, and this property it was sitting on the market for a few months, and it obviously needs some minor updates, not really major, not something that would deter a person like me. So, I mean, most of the buyers at that time, they were looking for something well updated, and they had a lot of options. So when we came in, found this property, of course,
okay.
Time's up. But I was butchered the explanation. Anyways.
You know what?
The explanation I butchered the explanation. I butchered it. It was bad. Anyways, what do you have?
It was not so good. Yeah, it was not so good. But you didn't really start it. So how would you think? You got the keys?
Yeah, I got the keys. Just so you know that the other dog got out while I was trying to get it. He slipped out through the kitchen.
The small gate?
Yeah, the small one.
Oh no. Yeah, it runs out the gate, so maybe you want to be careful when.
Yeah, I've been trying to be careful. I tried to swoosh him away, but somehow he's managed to slide him.
No worries. Okay, so the guy managed to fix your light.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And also, did your mom tell you my situation?
Yes, she did. So she spoke with my mom today.
Yeah.
So since my mom uses BOA, I think the best agreement, the best solution would be she would just send it straight to my mom.
That's what my mom's doing. So basically, I think that my mom's sending money from her account because
Correct.
you know she can do it in there, and then when I get home, I'll have no trouble giving my mom.
Correct.
the money.
Correct.
So yeah, that's the arrangement that we.
Yeah, no worries. We came to the solution. Yeah,
Yeah.
she said she's coming in 3 weeks.
Yeah, yes, actually like 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the other situation though is that just like I think I'm like I talked to her mom. Apparently, when we first talked about arranging the place, she gave me she asked me what my budget was. I said $500, and I think she meant to negotiate it up, and she thought that I think maybe it's like she thought I was on an email chain with the University of Chicago students who are still yet to come, but I wasn't because it's like a different program. So I was never told that she actually wanted $850 per month, and yeah, I think that I just have to say somewhere else because that's outside my price range for the starting like after the end of the month.
I see. But then where are you gonna find because it's not.
I found something already.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just luckily stuff near my work is actually pretty cheap.
Oh, okay. Where's your work area?
It's I can't remember the neighborhood. It's near the airport, so it's pretty far.
Oh, okay. It's out of town kind of.
Yeah, it's out of town.
I
so
see.
Yeah,
Okay,
isn't
yeah.
too expensive.
I mean, speak to her. Maybe you can see how you can come to an arrangement. I don't know. Speak to her. I mean, it's not my house, so I wouldn't be in the best position to say anything. But yeah, she spoke to your mom today, and I guess they were going to speak about all that stuff.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess it was just confusion. I don't know. I guess I don't blame her. She's not like the director of Sci-Fi. She doesn't understand that like it's not the same program.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I'm still on a Zoom meeting, so I can't really hold a long conversation.
No worries.
But yeah, they fixed the light, so if you need anything, just let me know.
Of course.
All right.
All right. See you now.
All right, see you. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hey, Philip.
Yeah, so I think the explanation was not as good. I feel like the last call, the one that I complimented you was really way better than this one, huh?
You lost your train of thought. I thought you said the explanation you didn't do much.
Yeah, you didn't do much. I mean, you didn't do much, meaning you didn't convince me, but you didn't have time. I guess I don't know if you're gonna convince me more or you're gonna explain better because I cut you like midway on the explanation. So I don't know, about that. That's why I said like you did better. Like you were more. How can I put it? You didn't do much, but there's a saying that said like if you can explain something, the best explainer or the best thing is if you can explain something in short and like in easy words and in short phrases, then you're the best like explainer or the best teacher. I don't know, whatever it was. Like there's a quote that I read, something like that. So yeah, I mean it shouldn't have taken you too long to explain to me what it is. But yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, how are you charging the guy $850 for rent?
Bro, how much do you think rent was all be?
Bro, how is the $850 the guy? I thought there's like $200. The last time I talked to you, $350 was the maximum.
No, so the thing is that the guy is staying at the place by himself, okay? So usually my mom has an agreement with the what do you call it? With the organization there, okay? It's called SAPAS, whatever it is, USD. So they've been having it for years. So that's really the arrangement. So they pay a certain amount because the thing is that they pay $850, but they don't pay like let's say like utilities, like we pay for his gas, we pay for his water, we pay for, let's say, like, and they have demand. Like let's say this guy, he didn't have a microwave, we got a new microwave for him. He complains about the lights, we got a new light for him, we got a new thing. So all these are included in our price. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that also needs to be accommodated for, kinda. So that's the reason why. So I think he said his budget was 500, and 500 is actually like let's say 2000.
It's a lot.
Not really.
No, yes, really. You're not.
That's only like $50 above how much we normally sell out to Zambian.
Yeah, the last time I remember the other Zambian was trying to rent the house out. You told me it's $200?
No, so the Zambian was here with his. Remember the guy that came with his Russian wife?
Yeah.
It is 392.
Okay, but 800. How much is 800 in comparison to 392?
Bro, obviously, my mom is in here for profit. Like, and I told you, the costs are also different, which come with these guys. They're also different in comparison.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, probably the place that he's going to find is going to be 500. Will be charged 500, but it's like really far from the city. You see, so imagine someone really far from the city.
It's close to where he's working, so it might work out.
I mean, for him it makes sense. For him it makes sense. So I wouldn't hold him back. Whatever he decides, I guess it's up to him and his budget. Because, like what he was saying is like, in comparison to the other people, he's paying out of pocket. The other students, the organization is paying for them, but for him, it's out of pocket. He's paying out of his pocket. So maybe that's why it's come kind of, higher.
But he said somebody is coming 2 weeks from now. Is his mom or?
His mom.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
What is he coming to do then?
Just a visit, I guess.
Oh man, that's interesting.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, if he's gonna stay out in the city, how is he gonna? Bro, he should say. I mean, he doesn't know the safety of the outside of the city. He doesn't know.
That's true. Like that's really true.
He doesn't know the people there unless he knows them. If it's really close to the work.
Maybe the work is gonna help him out. I don't know.
Plus, there will be no internet. Tell him that there will probably no Wi-Fi cable.
Yeah,
so
you can imagine like all those perks. So it's up to him, I guess. Bro.
Yeah.
They're like certain perks that we also give like offers. So like sometimes we give him food from our crib.
Plus, if he gets out from your place, it just immediately goes to your place. It looks like it's the city center. So.
Exactly. So for him, even like if he's here, he can there's convenience of sometimes he goes to eat dinner outside, he looks around the city, but from there it's outskirts, so it's not also the safety it also reduces by far. Means if he wants to go out, him navigate, moving back and forth gets kind of hard and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
So that's a challenge. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why I told him, speak to my mom. I can't say anything on the price because it's not my purpose. I told him, speak to my mom. Maybe she's willing to negotiate. Maybe she's not. I mean, it's up to whatever she decides. Because also you need to think about it, like the headache of these guys. Like I said, the demands are kind of high. She might as well just, rent it out to a local person. And, get the same 400, but with no stress, no complaints, no extra demands. So it's up to her.
Okay. All right, let's turn it around. Ring.
Yes, hello. Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm speaking to Joseph.
Yeah, who's this?
Hey, Joseph. This is Phil. I was just reaching out to you regarding the property that you have on 123 Main Street. I noticed that you have it listed over here. My brother and I were looking to add one more property to our rental portfolio. Just trying to see if I can pick your brain and see if you can let me know what kind of feedback you've been receiving on it.
I mean, the feedback has been good so far. We've had investors come in and we've had regular homeowners come in. Obviously, the seller's not willing to go down on the price as usual, but they're willing to negotiate if somebody has a reasonable offer. The feedback, I mean, everybody likes the house. That's is pretty much brand new. It's in a good neighborhood, good school district, and everything is just very convenient for anybody who's looking to live in an active area.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I know the area is really active. Actually, that's one of the things that caught my interest, because I was looking to, get a property that I can hold in as, like I said, a long-term rental, or if not, I can do short-term and Airbnb. So this looks like it might be ideal for probably Airbnb, just for the fact that it's in the downtown. Now, the feedback has been positive. Is it currently vacant, or are they still living there?
They're still in the house.
Now, would they need a lease back or anything like that?
No, I don't think that's necessary. They're moving out, so they already found another place to rent.
Oh, to rent out. Now, is that in the same area or is it in a different state?
In the same area. So they originally bought this house 2 years ago, and right now they're downsizing because, you know, they're looking for something smaller. But if they want, I think they're gonna rent for some time just so that they're able to find something that fits what they're looking for.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Now, what's yeah, I'm just kind of confused. You know, it seems like a really good property. Is there any reason why, you know, they decided to rent out and just sell the property? Did they not like the neighborhood?
No, they had so their kid just moved to college, and they moved to a different state, and I mean, the size of this house is a 5-bedroom, just too much for them, and they're getting older. I mean, they would rather just find a small house and start traveling across the country.
Makes sense. Yeah, they sound like they've already got kind of like a plan on what they're doing.
Yeah.
Really smart. Yeah, I'd probably do something similar. I mean, if I was in my old age, instead of paying monthly payments, just travel and enjoy my old age.
Absolutely.